It is what it is, man. I don't put no stock into that no more anyway. After Bill
Yeah.
Belichick didn't get in, like, you can miss me with all that.
Well, I mean, he'll probably get in there next time, man. They can't keep him out 2 times in a row, I would think.
But now when he's not a first ballot, like you now you don't have no more validity for me. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
This just in, Mashawn doesn't think Doc Rivers deserves to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Play the intro music. There we go. Now it's back working. I don't know what's going on with Facebook.
Hey, the way his son, he gonna call me for saying something about him.
Well, don't call Mashawn directly. Join
came at
us every
Draymond.
Sunday. Join us on Sunday at 7 p.m. to air out all your grievances. What's it, Austin?
Austin, yeah, I would love that.
Air your grievances out on here, man. Joey Crawford is in the Hall of Fame, but Sean Marion is not.
Yeah, and you know, Joey Crawford was one of those.
Wicked out here.
That would make the game about him, boy. Don't make him mad.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You made it through another week. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night Live with the 9 to 5 guys. I'm your host, 58 South, along with my co-host, Mr. Mashawn Roberson, the sports diplomat, and the coach of your top 25 North Carolina high school football playing Myers Park, whatever y'all mascot name is.
Mustangs, baby. It's a great day to be a Mustang.
Mustangs. Coach the Don. What's happening, fellas?
What's
going on, man? What's happening?
Man, a whole lot from what it looked like, man. It looks like everybody made the Hall of Fame except NBA basketball players. We'll talk about that a little later. First of all, how was you guys' week? Great week. Oh. Everything's good?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good, you know. Still making these things happen out in this field with this hot weather, boys. It take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
But you know, everything's going all right.
Yeah, it's so bad right now. Like, this is supposed to be our first week, because this is the first week of games of football in high school football in North Carolina and coming up. And we were supposed to start practicing in the afternoons this week. But it's so hot that we're supposed to practice around like 3:30, and the heat index supposed to be like 105, something like that. So we got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's where we are. That's what we are. And now with all this heat. So
yeah, I don't know if I told you, you know, my son played for Southern Alamance up here.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been having some. They've been practicing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hot out there, boy.
Yeah, we practice in the morning, so usually like it's good. But now that school's about to start, we're switching the schedule to the afternoon practices, and now hopefully we don't lose any practice time, man, because we can't afford that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don, let me ask you this, and then Mashawn, I want you to answer as well, man. As far as you guys' team, I know when I was in high school, they did endowment games, like that first game where it really doesn't count, but it's like a money game just for the schools. Do they still do that, or do y'all jump straight into, you know, is up and running conference play, stuff like that? How does that work now?
So our first game isn't a conference game. It's against, honestly, what they got pegged as the best team in the state, Providence Day. But it's not necessarily an endowment game. It's just another non-conference game. And the way they do the playoffs now, they kind of add strength of schedule into it as a factor. And so like it encourages more teams to play like the tougher non-conference schedules and things like that. So it counts, but it's not a conference game though. We play, want to say 3 or 4 non-conference games, and then we start conference play. So it counts, but it's just not a conference game.
Yeah, it's the same thing for them. They playing Eastern Randolph this week, and that's not a conference game, but it's a real game. It counts on their record and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No preseason. They had scrimmages last Friday and before they did that against some other schools, so that's their little preseason right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck to Southern Alamance and Myers Park this season, man.
Appreciate it.
I don't coach or have a kid in high school, so I don't have a dog in the fight, but best of luck to you guys and y'all kids, man. Let's get right into it. This past week, we gotta commemorate the career of one of the top 75 players of all time, Mr. Russell Westbrook, ladies and gentlemen. Russell Westbrook called it quits, and he was informed of his decisions, and his 2 decisions were either the Kings or the Wizards. So he decided to go with family. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna just take it to the house, man. I'm not playing with either one of those guys. And I can't blame him. I'm pretty sure he would have liked to have a chance to run with the contender, but I guess the contenders just didn't have, I guess, the money or the space to accommodate Russell Westbrook. But either way, let's get into Russ. Russ retired, averaging roughly 21 points a game, 20.9, had 8 assists, almost 7 boards a game, shot almost 44% from the field. Let's see, with my 77% free throw shooter. Not the greatest three-point shooter, like 30, 31%, but he wasn't known for that in the first place, man. He was a slasher. He was very exciting, very athletic, dynamic point guard. He puts you in the mind of Derrick Rose, and there was a third player that he put me in the mind of also, man, but injuries kind of stifled his career, and that'd be Baron Davis. I like to put all them 3 guys in the same class of point guard, if that makes any sense to you. Russell Westbrook is number 1 all-time in triple-doubles with 209, 16th in points with 27,000 and some change, 5th in assists. Shockingly enough, Russell Westbrook is 5th in assists with 10,000 plus assists, and he had like 2,000 and some change as far as steals. We talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago as far as where we rank Russell Westbrook in all-time point guards. Now it's a serious conversation. I know.
Yeah, we're gonna address the disrespect. We're gonna address that too. We're going to address that, but I'm going to let you continue.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much my lead up. Let's go on and get to it, man. Don, I'm going to let you start.
Man, I can't remember exactly what was said last week.
It was either last week or week before, but it was
maybe 3 weeks ago, I think.
Taking John Stockton
whenever it was
over Russell Westbrook. Yes,
that's what there was a lot of disrespect. Pointed in Russell Westbrook's direction, and I, being the youngest on the show, right, had to make sure I stood up for one of our generation's best point guards and one of the best point guards of all time, right? Like you said, Russ got an MVP, right? He was the scoring champion twice, 2015, 2017, led the league in assists 3 times, right? Gold medalist, all that good stuff. All NBA first team, like 9-time All-Star, like what? Come on, man. Top 75, like leads the league in all-time triple doubles. Like we can't disrespect Russell Westbrook and the career he's had. You know what I'm saying? He's one of our, and because I think he got a bad rap because he was aggressive, right? When you hear all his teammates talk about him, anybody that's ever played with him, other than the sensitive ones like KD, right? Because we know, shout out to all my DC and my DC family and stuff like that, but we know if you come out of DC and you're a male, most likely you're sensitive, right? Mike Beasley's sensitive. Stephon Diggs is sensitive. I got homies up there. They're very sensitive, right? So KD is a sensitive guy. So when Russ comes to him with some, hey, bro, you got to tighten up, KD not going to like that. He going to run to some comfortable situation, right? And I understand that. But if you hear anybody else talk about Russ and him as a teammate, say one of the best teammates you could ever have, right? He's always going to be there for you. Anytime you've ever seen one of his teammates get in a fight, he's always been there. He's always been there to have his teammates back, man. And that's why I respect a lot about Russell Westbrook. And we always talk about Russ not being a shooter and, you know what I'm saying, shooting wasn't his best attribute and stuff like that, right? But I know we got some guys on here that consider Michael Jordan, right, the greatest of all time. Michael Jordan shot. Yeah, some guys on here, a couple of guys. Michael Jordan shot 32% from 3. Russell Westbrook shot 31. So if we're going to say Russ is not a shooter, Michael Jordan, I think we would consider Mike Jordan a shooter, correct? Or am I incorrect in saying, I didn't even ask y'all. I already knew where it was going, so I'm going to just go ahead and skip all of the pleasantries and go ahead and speed on to what I know the conclusion would be. We can go consider Michael Jordan a shooter. Yeah, I know y'all would consider one of the greatest shooters of all time, right? He shot 32% from 3. Russell Westbrook shot 31. And we can get all the excuses on why that happened. It wasn't a three-point shooting league. Russell Westbrook was just Jackie. He had more attempts and all like this. And that all's cool, right? But at the end of the day, the stats are the stats. The facts are the facts, right? Am I saying Russell Westbrook is the best player?
Count, right?
Am I saying Russell Westbrook is up there with Michael Jordan? Absolutely not. But if we're just talking shooters, and there was a lot of disrespect as far as Russell Westbrook shooting, last time we talked about it, the GOAT shot 32, shot 1% better than Russell Westbrook did from 3, right? So I just want to shout out to Russ and the career, and honestly, the man he is, right? The man he was in his whole career, because we all know that you heard you heard a lot of stuff about Russell Westbrook. People talked a lot of shit about Russell Westbrook while he was in the league. People didn't like him for whatever reason. You ain't never really heard him go back at somebody. You ain't never really heard him get aggressive towards a media member, or you ain't never heard him go to Twitter or Instagram and start popping stuff on there. It wasn't that. Russell Westbrook put his head down and he hooped like he always does, like he always had done since he stepped in the league, man. And he's one of the biggest, and I know this term gets overused, right? But he's one of the biggest dogs that we've seen on our court, especially in my generation, that you knew every time he stepped on the court, you was going to get 100% of Russell Westbrook, whatever he could give you. And I respect that about him because we can't say that about a lot of guys these days, especially on both sides of the court, right? So shout out to Russ, man. I appreciate you for allowing us to watch you every night in and night out and giving us all you had, especially for the fans, man. And there's not too many like you coming after, so much respect.
Well, I will say that about Russell Westbrook, the fact that he did lay it all on the floor. He played hard every time he stepped on the court, and that's definitely facts about him. And that's something that you're right. You can't say about everybody, good, bad, indifferent. Russell Westbrook was going to give you what he had, and he was going to try to win all the games. Whether he made the right decisions or not throughout his career is debatable in terms of shot selection, all that kind of stuff. But the man did average triple doubles. You know, I think he did that 2 times, average a triple double for the season. And that is a phenomenal thing. I don't think it's been done since he did it. So, you know, that is a tribute to him. The fact that he, anchored that Oklahoma City team after KD left, and they were still able to be a contending team in the Western Conference. That's a tribute to him, man, because losing KD was a big deal to Oklahoma City. And it was, like Russ was saying back then, and everybody was saying, it was weak for KD to go and leave that man like that. To go get on Golden State. It was. They if KD had stayed maybe a couple of years after that, maybe OKC would have won a chip. They were right there. KD left in the lurch. So, but he stayed up. He stayed there and worked with the guys he had. The guy, I forget his name. He was big
Serge Ibaka?
Huh?
Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka. Yes, that's him. But it was another guy too. But he worked with the guy
Adams
in there. Yeah, Steven Adams. That was him. He worked with those guys and was still able to keep OKC in contention. I think when Russell went to LA, man, he got a bad rap when he played for that team. Because he wasn't an ideal fit for that team, but he tried to do what they asked him to do. And when he couldn't live up to it because all they wanted him to do was be, pretty much a spot up shooter and stuff like that. That ain't his game. When that happened, they blamed him for that. They blamed everything. Nobody had his back when he was in LA. And the people that on the media, I remember everybody used to watch when Undisputed was on and Skip Bayless coming at him with the Westbrook name and all that, the disrespect like that. That dude was put in a bad situation and nobody had his back when he was at LA. And that stigma just stayed with him when he went to other teams too. That was unfair. I don't think he's up to going to the point guard situation. I don't think that he's the best point guard out there. I think we were talking about John Stockton. I still think John Stockton is better than him in terms of statistics and things like that. But this is about Russell Westbrook and his career, which is definitely a Hall of Fame career, definitely an athletic point guard in the realm of Derrick Rose and all of that. So big shout out to Russ Westbrook. He gave it all he had, man. And I think the stigma on him and why he's not playing now. I mean, he was like, "Yo, I don't need to go play for Sacramento or Washington. I deserve a better opportunity than that," and he did. So Westbrook was, but I had a feeling that he was going to retire because of the way people thought about him and the lack of him developing the jump shot consistently at the stage of his career, how everybody looked at him. So I thought he was going to retire. But again, that man came out here and he did his thing every time he came out, man. Big shout to Russ Westbrook.
I think the stigma of Russ starting in OKC and John Stockton is not over Russ. Come on, Mashawn.
Hey, man, everybody can have their opinion.
Yeah, that's what the show is for. I just want to address that silly Michael Jordan slander from earlier when he tried to compare
What
Michael Jordan.
slander?
Yeah, go ahead.
How are facts slander? That's what I don't get. How are facts slander?
I love it when the younger generation has to grasp at straws to try to find something to poke a hole in Michael Jordan's game, and I love that.
Where
right?
did I poke up?
But
I was bigging up Russ. I wasn't. Look in Michael Jordan from North Carolina.
Yeah,
You can't
come on,
nobody
man.
say anything bad about North Carolina about Michael Jordan for me. So I'm just speaking the facts, man. I'm just speaking the facts. That's all.
Them deuces you trying to cop, you can keep them. So look here. This man said,
who didn't have his back in L.A.? I just throw that in since we throwing shots at folk. Who was in L.A. with him that didn't have his back when they tried to blame him for the bad seasons?
that was shooting terrible free throw percentages. But anyway, you tried to compare Russell Westbrook's 3-point shooting to Michael Jordan's 3-point shooting and tried to say that was the knock that everybody had on Russ, is that he wasn't the shooter. Well, nobody ever claimed that Michael Jordan was the best shooter. It's just Mike was the best scorer, and Mike was the most effective scorer. And when Mike had you inside that 3-point line, that was buckets. That's all. That's the only point I'm trying to make. And the proof is in the hardware. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Mike ain't have a
no
Kevin
argument
Durant or James Harden. He had a Bill Cartwright though. You know what I mean? He had a couple.
Hold on.
Steve Kerr.
Hold on. Let's back up.
Steve Kerr.
You said,
you know what I mean?
Oh, I guess we're just gonna forget the other guy.
Who's Scottie Pippen?
The other guy?
Scottie Pippen's better. You telling me you think Scottie Pippen's better than Kevin Durant?
He's up there. It's an argument.
That wasn't my question. My question was, do you think?
I'm not gonna say because I didn't really see a lot of Scottie.
I'm not
gonna say I did. But I know for a fact at that point, when Michael Jordan was off the team, Scottie was averaging 28 points. So if we're gonna say, is he up there with Kevin Durant? If you averaging 28 points without one of your best players by yourself,
yeah, I mean he up there.
You up there.
Just like Russ was with, like I said, when KD left. I mean all of them are up there, but I can't say that Scottie's better than Kevin Durant, man. He not.
I can't say that he's not. I can't say that he's not, man. I can't, but especially because Kevin Durant, no disrespect. Kevin Durant, you're gonna see him. You're gonna see him on one side of the ball. He ain't really going. You ain't never seen Kevin Durant sit down and lock nobody up on defense. Not saying that he can't, and he gets a lot of weak side blocks. I understand that. But Scottie Pippen was gonna sit down and play defense.
Yes,
and the
was.
hardware speed.
He was
and he had the ability to average, and it was proven he had the ability to average as much as KD did during some of KD's best years as far as scoring goes. So I can't really say that Scottie's not up there.
I guess it goes to the efficiency. I mean, I'm not, because believe me, I love Scottie Pippen. I mean, he helped us win. I don't disrespect that. So I'm just trying to be objective about it. But I say Scottie Pippen, his offense consistently through his career. That year that you're talking about, yes, that was 95 or 94 year. He almost won the MVP that year. Because he was balling like that. But overall in his career, man, his scoring kind of just took a back seat there, where he was averaging. No, I'm talking about even after he played with Mike. Remember, he went to Portland and Houston and stuff, and he was never really a dominant scoring threat on those teams. He was a good scoring threat on those teams, and he was a good defender all the time. But and KD does get a little bit, like, his defense is not highlighted enough. He does get a lot of blocks, but he doesn't like lock down people, use his wingspan to keep guys out on the wing. I'm not sure if he's asked to do that on his teams, but I will say Scottie's offense he was never asked to be, except for that one year. He was never an offensive threat like Kevin. So I can't say that he's better than him.
Don, you're the head of basketball operations. You're in charge of selecting the first pick in the overall draft. Your choices are Scottie Pippen and Kevin Durant to start building your team with. You taking Scottie Pippen over Kevin Durant?
What else I got on my team?
You taking Scottie Pippen?
If I got Michael Jordan, if I got Michael Jordan, I'm taking Scottie. If I don't got Michael Jordan, I'm taking Kevin Durant.
Well, clearly you don't have Michael Jordan because you got the first overall pick in the draft.
Well,
if you had Mike, you wouldn't need the first overall pick in the draft.
Touche.
So KD, you say. So KD,
it depends on it still depends on what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm not saying Scottie's a better player. I'm saying that Kevin Durant is. I believe Kevin Durant is, and right now, and if not right now, he will be the best scorer we've ever seen. Right? Because I think, like you said,
over Steph.
Score, absolutely. He can score in more ways than Steph, right? He can get in the post. He can shoot it from three. He can come down on the dribble. Like, he can be the point. He can do whatever you want him to do. And like Mashawn said, the efficiency at which he scores the basketball is like, it's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Kevin Durant, if not now, which I can understand if you say he's not now, his career's not done everything, but I think it is now. I think he's the best scorer that we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Scottie Pippen, you're not going to say that about Scottie Pippen, right? You're going to just say he's one of the best winners we've ever seen. And he's one of the best wingmen, if not the best wingman we've ever seen. Because the GOAT was 1-9 in the playoffs without this man. So that's got to speak for something.
I misspoke with that Steph Curry thing. I should have said James Harden as a better comp for scoring instead of shooting. Steph Curry better shooter. I should have said James Harden for scoring.
I think James Harden, even though he revolutionized scoring, right, and how things were scored with the little sweep through move he does and with the triple step back, right, he revolutionized scoring. But I think the efficiency piece is the piece that separates. Like James Harden, and I mean, it was the offense, like we just talked about. Mike D'Antoni, 7-second offense, get the ball up, you know what I'm saying? Get shots up, right? Kevin Durant really never played in that offense. So it's different. But still, I think he's just way more efficient than James Harden was at scoring, right? And so that puts it over the top for me.
Okay. There's one thing I want to bring up real quick since we're talking about this. I was going to bring it up because I watched it on Friday. You know, they had they showed it was the 2010, I think it was Western Conference Finals. That was Suns was playing the Lakers, and I consider 2010 a decently modern time. It's 16 years ago, but when you watch that game, it was Amari Stoudemire's one of his best playoff games. They were showing it to, commemorate him. That game, they don't play that way anymore. Paul Gasol was in the game, posting guys up, quick moves. Every time I saw him, like, they don't do that in the games anymore. Amari Stoudemire posting guys up, quick moves. I'm talking about, it looked like AI what Amari Stoudemire was doing to the Lakers in the post in that game. And I was like, they don't do that in the game anymore. Kobe was in the game shooting the mid-range shot, the mid-range turnaround, the most efficient shot, I think. He was shooting that relentlessly. And the way both teams was running and playing offense, they were shooting a lot of three-pointers. And this was a Mike D'Antoni coach team. They were shooting a lot of three-pointers, but it was not. All of it was through the floor of the game. Wasn't nobody just coming down. Steve Nash wasn't just coming down and shooting three-pointers just off. If y'all could pull that up and just watch it, man, I think y'all should, because it was a decently modern era, but they were playing efficient basketball on both sides, and it was very good to watch, man. So I just want to throw that in there, and that's kind of what I mean when I talk about how it has changed to where I'm gonna watch basketball, but sometimes I can see how they might lose fans with this way that they play now. Just then.
They almost lost
fair.
me. I'm not gonna hold you. They almost lost me with as far as regular season goes. I'm almost out of regular season basketball. Like, I don't Christmas Day, yeah, I'll watch it, but all them other the opening day I'll watch it. Yeah. But regular like Tuesday night NBA games, bro, like, you can miss me with that because it's not gonna be anybody competing. Right? It's gonna be like, okay, you score, I'm gonna let you go. Oh, let me see your best move. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna give you my best move. Like, it's just going back and forth scoring. So I'm good on that. I'll just wait till the playoffs and then we'll enjoy it then. But like, I've almost got to the point where I don't watch any like regular season NBA basketball because it's just not competitive anymore. Well, I do got one question though. I do got one question for you guys before we leave. One more question for you guys before. So I was watching a podcast that I watch really on a daily basis, Monday through Thursday, to the Baja with my dog Theo Pinson. Shout out Theo. He's from Greensboro, Tar Heel, national champion. Ray Felton, national champion. All them guys.
From Greensboro, I didn't know that.
Absolutely. He went to Wesleyan Christian. So yeah, born and raised in Greensboro. Played for the Greensboro Warriors and CP3, all that. But they were talking about Russ and OKC. And who's the most important player? And who do y'all think gets a statue first in Oklahoma City, right? SGA or Russell Westbrook?
SGA.
It depends on how long SGA play.
Man, SGA bring you what Russ did, man. SGA.
It's got to be SGA. Unless SGA plays a long career where they just want to do it while give Russ a statue while SGA is still playing. But if you're talking about, they got to give it to SGA. He done got 2 MVPs and won a chip there.
I think Russ gets it first. I think Russ gets it first just because, like you said, his career's already over. And I mean, and what they were talking about was like, if you go to Oklahoma City and like ask them who the most beloved player is, it's gonna be Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Of course, SGA won a championship and all that kind of stuff. But as far as like who the fans love the most, it's Russ. So I think he'll get that first. You know what I'm saying? But the best player of all time, I think it's going to be yet to be seen. Because I can't even say SG, even though he brought a championship, I still can't say he's the best player in Oklahoma City history yet.
Well, I mean,
I think eventually he will be.
Yeah,
I think eventually he will be. Yeah, eventually he will be. But
if they're gonna commemorate somebody first, I commemorate the guy who brought me the championship.
I mean, he got 2 VPs and a championship. I don't see how he's not already.
Yeah, they're gonna retire Russell Westbrook's jersey before they retire SGA's, but yeah.
Yeah, that's coming next year.
Probably so. Now, see, y'all got to talking first. Y'all talking about D'Antoni and Stoudemire, so I was gonna go to the Hall of Fame situation.
Go ahead.
But then Don started talking about the schedule. I'm like, well, I happen to have that written down as well. So, how y'all want to do this, man? Y'all want to talk about this shameful Hall of Fame situation?
I do.
Yeah, we go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah, but let's go on and get it out of the way, man. The NBA Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame. I think that's my problem. That's my fault. I keep thinking every time it comes around that it should be focused on NBA players, but it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's whoever had anything to do with the Basketball Hall of Fame. So if you took tickets out front and you did it for a long period of time, you're gonna get put in the Hall of Fame.
What's right now?
If you handed out programs during a championship game, you're probably going to get put in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Case in point, Mark Few made the Basketball Hall of Fame. He's Gonzaga's head coach. Shamika, don't want to disrespect her. Mike D'Antoni, he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame for God knows what. Let's see, Joey Crawford, referee, Basketball Hall of Fame. Those were the ones that were weird. Now, congrats to Candace Parker, well-deserved. Elena Deladonna, well-deserved. Shamika Holesclaw, congratulations. Amari Stoudemire, great career there. I'm going to save yours till last, Mashawn. That way I can let you just have at it. Really, really big congratulations to the 1996 U.S. Olympic women's team, because that is the foundation of the WNBA. Those women are the stars that started the WNBA. So I will
100%.
Yeah, we'll definitely 100%. Get those ladies the congrats that they deserve. I enjoyed actually being able to watch the inaugural couple seasons of that when the Houston Comets won both championships, led by Miss Cynthia Cooper. You got Cheryl Swoops on the squad. I forget my point guard's name. Tina
Charles?
She passed away. Nah, not Tina Charles. She passed away. I forget her name. I'm sorry, but her. Then you had Tina. That's my lady with the red lipstick. Yeah, she was the center with the red lipstick. I forget her name. I apologize. Lisa Leslie was playing for the Sparks. Rebecca Lobo and Teresa Witherspoon were playing for the New York Liberty. Don Staley was playing for the Charlotte Sting.
Already.
We don't have the Sting anymore. But one time for the Charlotte Crown. The Charlotte Crown, those ladies are playing for the championship in that what's considered to be the G League of the WNBA, I guess. They're playing in that championship. But congratulations to them. And last but not least, I'm going to say this name and just let Mashawn get his thoughts about it. Doc Rivers is in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Mashawn, take it away, brother.
Man, I mean, man, I like Doc Rivers, man. But
do you?
I just don't think he's a Hall of Fame coach. It's like you mentioned D'Antoni. D'Antoni is not a Hall of Fame coach. Mark Few might deserve it more than him because nobody knew who Gonzaga was really, even though John Stockton went there. Nobody knew who Gonzaga was until Mark Few coached him up, I guess. But Doc Rivers has the most playoff 3-1 losses in the history of any coach that has ever coached in the NBA. He got the championship. He went to a couple of finals, too, as a coach with the Celtics. So, I'm not saying he doesn't have any Hall of Fame credentials, but, man, he done lost. He what they call it when you fail up, that's what they call it. it just feel like it just feel like
when
Doc
you
it
when
just
you
feel like Doc's
fell.
coaching ability, he failed up a lot, bro. I mean, he did not adjust in any series that he was losing or that he was winning and the team was coming back on his team. He did not adjust anything. I have never seen him change any kind of strategy when it stopped working. To me, Hall of Fame coaches do that. D'Antoni, I ain't seen him change a strategy either. He had the best. He lost Chris Paul though in that series, so that's a big loss. Why they didn't beat Houston? I mean, Golden State, but they
Shouldn't
had
have been
one
in the
more game to
game.
win.
Shouldn't have been in the game at that time to start with. I'm sorry. This your go. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. This your
oh,
go.
you good, man. I mean, I'm just kind of like, okay, you got these guys are obviously gonna get in the Hall of Fame too. I mean, they still Frank Vogel, obviously he gonna get in the Hall of Fame. He won the bubble championship with the Lakers. Do you consider him a Hall of Fame coach? I don't. Joe Mazzulla, he gonna get in there, and we talk about him a lot. How he just threes a bust, no strategy, but he gonna get in there because he got one. I'm just saying, man, we got to have more, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Don Nelson is in the Hall of Fame, and I
Rest in
consider him,
peace.
yeah, rest in peace, Don Nelson. I consider him a much better coach than both of them, and he never won a championship, but he was innovative, and he changed his strategy when it wasn't working. He tried different stuff to see if his team could win, and these guys just did. And going, how now, I want to give shouts out to Shamika Holdsclaw. You mentioned her. She doesn't really get talked about that much because she was quiet. I guess she isn't in the media and things. Man, she was
She
a key.
she was in the media. Yeah, she
Well,
was.
I mean, like as a commentator and stuff.
Yeah,
Or
she was in the media now. Yeah,
but
yeah.
man, Shamika
Got a little.
Holdsclaw was a truth when she played for Tennessee and when she played in the WNBA. Boy, she was one of the pioneers too. She was giving them buckets all the time. My question though, how does one NBA player only get in the Hall of Fame any year? I don't understand that. They've got to revamp this thing because Amari Stoudemire, he deserves to be in there. I mean, yeah, he was a great player, but he shouldn't have been the only one. You got players in the NBA Hall of Fame. I mean, I keep saying NBA in the
See,
Basketball
that's
Hall of Fame. You got players in the Basketball Hall of Fame that were never all stars at the top level of the NBA. Tony Kukoc, my man, he help us win 3 championships in Chicago. Never was an all-star. He dominated international play, and he's in the Hall of Fame right now. Vlade Divac dominated international play. I think he might have made an all-star game once, and he's in the Hall of Fame. He made it before Chris Webber.
hey man, you leave that Hornet alone. You leave
Man,
that
come
Hornet
on.
alone.
You know that's wrong, man. Penny Hardaway is not in the Hall of Fame. Sean Kemp is not in the Hall of Fame. Dude, when you think about it, I'm going to say something that I'm sure y'all heard a lot of primetime commentators say. Can you tell the story of the NBA without mentioning Penny Hardaway? I don't think you can for a number of years, for 4 or 5 years. He was the truth there. For 4 or 5 years, Sean Kemp was the truth. All-Star game, both of them got 4 or 5 All-Star appearances, but they're not Hall of Fame worthy, I guess. So I just leave it there. And there's some other guys that definitely should be in there that have not gotten their flowers yet. Maybe they'll get them soon. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm good on the Hall of Fame stuff because again, I kept saying NBA Hall of Fame when that's not what it is. It's just the Basketball Hall of Fame. So
Yeah, I'm gonna address a couple of things, right? A couple of like for the snubs and stuff like that, all that, right? But first, we gotta put some respect on Doc Rivers, right? My dog is he got the 6 most wins all time amongst any coach in the NBA. So that if the 5 dudes ahead of you in the Hall of Fame and some after you, you gotta go in there. That's just what it is. Like he got them 6 most wins out of NBA started what? What's been around for at least 100 what?
About
I
100
don't know when
years now. No,
you know what I'm
it's been
saying? And you
about
got the
80
6 most
years now.
wins as a coach with all these Hall of Fame coaches that's come along through this NBA. So if you got the 6 most wins, I think that buys you a ticket to the Hall of Fame. And I'm not sure if they included his playing career and his career Marquette, because of course, it's the
They did.
Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So if we're gonna take all of that, I think he deserves that nod. You know what I'm saying? So I shout out to Doc Rivers on that. Now, as far as the snubs go, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Gasol didn't get in.
Yep.
What was his name? LaMarcus
Shawn
Aldridge
Marion.
didn't get
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Sean Marion didn't get in. ISO Joe didn't get in. Penny
Well,
Hardaway.
ISO
What?
Joe, Jamal Crawford, and
All of
Blake
them,
Griffin.
man.
I think they were. This was their first time being eligible.
Yeah.
I could understand.
ISO,
them.
okay, yeah. ISO Joe, I can understand his first time. Blake Griffin, though, I still got an issue with that because Blake Griffin came in and he was the guy. Like, he lived up to what we all thought he would be. And then later on his game, he expanded his game to be able to start shooting threes. Now, of course, he ain't got the hardware and stuff like that. So first ballot, if we're gonna say that, I get it, right? But eventually, Blake Griffin should be in that Hall of Fame. Like,
Not
you're not
before
gonna
Sean
tell me
Kemp.
Blake, but okay, I didn't see a lot of Sean Kemp. I'm not gonna lie. But Penny Hardaway, as in 4 or 5 years, absolutely. But like the injuries came down to the injuries. So the
Yeah,
longevity of his career, I can
but the
understand
thing
that. Now,
about
eventually,
it
I think he
is,
should get in for
John,
sure.
you got guys in there that never made all-star teams.
And again, like we talked about before, I don't put no stock into the Hall of Fame and stuff like that no more because of the Bill Belichick. But so I understand that. And that's ridiculous in the first place.
B
That's
Max, the
ridiculous.
ISO is not Hall of Fame. Okay.
Ever?
He said he's not. I disagree. He is.
I can't see the comments, but
they popping up for me. But yeah, I saw that from B Mac.
He said
B
Penny's
Mac
not
need
Hall
to
of
come
Fame
on the
either.
show because he talking about Penny is not Hall of Fame, bro. You lost your mind, man. Penny Hardaway is a Hall of Famer.
How?
Okay,
so
If you got, like I said, and the other guy, I don't know his. I know he was good in the NBA too, though. But what's Arvydas Sabonis?
Ooh, I heard a lot about him, man.
He is in there. He deserves to be in there though, because I remember. I don't know how many All-Stars he made when he played in the NBA. But he was a good player in the NBA. But he dominated international play.
And that's what I heard. They said by the time he got over here, he had a lot of injuries.
Old. Yeah,
he had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. But they said, like, from what I hear, like, when he get to it, when he would get like he'd give you one game here and there in spurts. But when he got to it, they said he really got to it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't watch him a lot, but I heard, like you said, he dominated international play. I mean, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. Basketball.
I'll ask B Mac because he talking about it's more than a 5-year span. I'll ask him this. Like I told y'all before we started, Ralph Sampson is in the Hall of Fame. Ralph Sampson didn't have more than a 5-year career in the NBA where he was a dominant player. But he made the All-Star team, I think, 4 times or something like that. If he's in there, how come somebody like, and I know B-Mac's not on here to answer, but I would love to see what he says.
Yeah, he can respond. He can respond in the
If
comments.
he's in there, how come Sean Kemp and Penny Hardaway are not Hall of Famers because they got injured? Ralph Sampson got injured too. Ralph had a dominating college career, so that obviously boosts his candidacy. But I just want to see how you respond to that. But go ahead.
No, I'm good, man. My only other thing was, since you just are picking guys outside of those who actually play, I'm hoping this was a misprint that I seen where it says Marv Albert isn't in the Basketball Hall of Fame. How's the voice?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
NBC? How the voice of NBC basketball not in the Hall of Fame? If this
that's ridiculous.
And let me ask y'all this: I don't know the answer to this, but in any Hall of Fame, are there any officials in any other Hall of Fame?
I think the NFL has some officials. I think the NFL has some officials in there.
Put officials in them.
I want to say there was one either this year or let me see.
Because Joey Crawford was. I guess he's a famous official because he made games about himself. If he ain't like you, he was gonna call more fouls on you.
Art McNally was inducted in 2022.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's from what I'm seeing.
And that's the NFL Hall of Fame, not just the Football Hall of Fame.
No, this is the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
But I'm saying, is it called the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame or just?
It's just the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah, it's the one in Canada.
You can have Canadian players and all that stuff.
I don't think they put Canadian players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, or I don't think they do that.
So they don't do international players in football. Interesting.
So hold on, they do CFL players in Hall of Fame. Oh, hold on, no, they have their own Hall of Fame. Yeah, Canadian had their own Hall of Fame.
B-Mac, that cocaine use ain't got nothing to do with why Sean Kemp ain't in the Hall of Fame, man. They used to drink beer at halftime during the NBA, man.
And I mean, how you say Sean Kemp was good to get in there, but Penny is not. No, Penny was better than Sean Kemp in his prime at his height. But, to each his own, man. Sean Kemp was dominant, though. I love the Rain Man, boy. Dunk on you in a minute.
He was very exciting to watch. Very exciting. We good on the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, we good.
Congrats to those who made it. State your case for those who didn't next year. All right. So Adam Silver made it plain and clear that he couldn't do nothing until LeBron James made his decision. Thank God LeBron made his decision. Now we get an NBA schedule. So thank you. October 20th is opening night, ladies and gentlemen. Opening night is October 20th. And as far as the games go, the only one I see, well, no, that's not true. Because, okay, so the Sixers at the Knicks. The Knicks will get to raise their banner. And then we'll get to see LeBron play at Madison Square Garden. Notable. That night game, though, I want to see if Chet Holmgren has learned anything from getting bullied by the Frenchman. OKC plays the Spurs on opening night at 9:30 p.m. That's the game to circle. I want to see that one. I want to see that one. Because if you still going to get beef stewed every time you play this man, OKC got to get rid of you, man. What do they got you there for?
I agree, man.
Unless my dog gained a good 10, 15 over the summer. Sorry.
It ain't even about that. It's just about this here. That thing right there went cold on him, man. It stopped beating.
I think he need both because he need to get that boy some milk because Wemby is personal. You can tell anytime he see Chet, it's personal. I need you to come. Yeah, come here. Come right here. You going to check me. Don't send nobody else. Put Chet here. And it's going to be me and you all night. And you're going to have to deal with this. And I got some stuff that you can't handle. That's just the reality. So you're going to take these buckets.
And God help the NBA if Wemby went and got a post move in the offseason.
Man, everybody, that's what I'm saying. Everybody need to get that because Chet Holmgren, he just ran out of heart, man, in that series. He came in without it. He need to come up in there and ready to go on that game. I agree. Because he just got punked the whole series against San Antonio. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm eager to see if Dylan Harper starts the first game of the season, too. Christmas Day, Spurs at the Knicks. Finals rematch, of course, 12 p.m. It's a great lineup on Christmas Day. You got the Heat at the Celtics at 2:30. Sixers play the Lakers in L.A., 5 p.m. Oklahoma City plays the new-look Minnesota Timberwolves at 8. And I seen where they was in talks to get DeMar DeRozan to go over there to play in Minnesota. Nothing's finalized. Again, it's just talks. Interesting if it goes down. Very interesting. And then you have Denver at Golden State. I don't really see Golden State making too much noise other than being a nice sideshow attraction. Everybody getting to go watch Steph Curry shoot 3-pointers from half court. Other than
even though I did hear, I don't know how true it is, but I saw it come up this week that they're working on like a 8-team or 8-player something like that blockbuster trade to get Steph some help. I didn't hear about any players that might be involved and nothing like that. But they were just talking about it's supposed to be a blockbuster trade. And again, I don't know if it's real or not, but I guess we'll see in the next coming weeks. But they need some help.
In a blockbuster trade with Golden State, they gonna have. Well, we'll see who they gonna have to give up because I don't see anybody that's real trade worthy on Golden State other than Draymond and Steph. That team will go out of their way to try to get. But maybe Jimmy Butler.
Steph Curry? Steve Kerr. You can throw Steve Kerr in that package.
Shit.
Since we were talking about coaches that ain't really good coaches, I mean, I could win with the Splash Brothers. I ain't going to sit here I ain't going to give you that. The Splash Brothers and KD, you're an all-time great coach. No, we ain't giving you that. But anyway, we ain't talking about coach. So some games.
Thing you mentioned, you mentioned the Celtics and who they were playing.
The Celtics are playing the Heat on Christmas Day. They also have the opening night game, too. They play the Pistons.
This is where you see what Joe Mazzulla coaching shots made of, man, because if he coached them right, they can still be a good playoff contending team if he coached them right. But that same strategy he got right now, no, it ain't going to make no noise. But we'll see if he adjusts to having Paul George and and Jason Tatum up in there. Because Jason Tatum, if the coach use him right, he got more skills than anybody in the NBA. He could be the best player there. But
I'm eager to see who's going to be his number 2. Is it going to be Peyton Pritchard that steps up, or is it going to be White? What's his first name?
Derek White.
Derek, thank you. Derek White. I know it ain't going to be Mitch Robinson, so.
It's going to be Paul George.
Nah, I mean, seriously, though. Like, which one of them, who gonna step up
He said, seriously.
and help out with
And
the,
see,
with the
again,
scoring,
like, and that'd be
load?
my problem. That'd be my problem, man. We be disrespecting our greats, man. Especially the generational. Like, Paul George is one of the best players of this generation, man. He's top 10 of our generation. Hands down.
If
Not even
coaches
close.
right, Paul George can be very effective with them.
Yeah,
He's going to have 25. He can get up out the bed and have 25.
If he allows them to shoot mid-range and allows Jason Tatum, when he got a step, to go down there and dunk the ball. Because Jaylen Brown used to do that. I don't think they coach liked it. He used to yam on people and drive the ball. I don't think they coach like that. He played like that. We'll see, but he gonna have to let them guys do that for this team to be good.
Speaking of Jaylen Brown.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you got to go
ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, I think Tatum is going to be, I think he's going to be who everybody thought he would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had a team by himself, and I'm not saying that Jaylen Brown hampered anything or Jaylen Brown was who we needed to be for that team and got him a championship, right? So I don't think he didn't do anything wrong. Jaylen Brown didn't do anything wrong. But now I think this unlocks a different level in Jason Tatum and his game and everything like that. And then allows Paul George to play off of that. So I think Jason Tatum is going to be doing whatever. He's going to be in the post. He's going to be shooting threes. He's going to be dunking on people. He's going to do all of that now.
Hey, speaking of Jaylen Brown, I ain't had this written down, but since you say that, will it be a knock on him if he does win a chip with the Sixers the way that team looks? Because mind you, he won his first one with Jason Tatum. And now you have this cast. So will it be a knock on him like, well, he ain't do it by himself, so did he really win those rings? Even though he did get the finals MVP when he won it with the Celtics.
In my opinion, first of all, no champion has done it by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's not even I don't even believe in that. Like, you ain't going to find one champion that was just like one player and then it wasn't nobody else on that team. Like, everybody has to have a supporting cast.
When I say that, I mean, meaning you're the predominant go-to guy. That's what I mean when I say that. Like, yeah, Mike has Scotty.
But I just don't think, like, especially not nowadays, that's not a thing anymore. Like, you're not winning the championship without at least one, maybe two other All-Stars. Like, the Knicks, a little different, right? Even though, I don't know, OG wasn't an All-Star this year. I don't think, right? But NBA, like, you're not, and LeBron opened the gate for that, right? And, well, really, actually, it was really the Celtics, right, with the big three and everything like
situation.
That. It's a different situation, but they still open the gate for it.
All the juice was squeezed out of all them players, man. That's the only way they could even get one. They figured it out. Like, yo, this is our last shot.
The juice was not squeezed out of Kevin Garnett. Stop it. And nor Ray Allen. Stop it, because he went somewhere else and won the championship after that. What are we talking?
This what I'm telling you. They knew where they were by themselves. They could not get that done. Kevin Garnett had already took that Minnesota team as far as it was ever
on already.
Right. So they were like, yo, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to get together and do this, man, because I can't win out here with just
because they had to do
team over here in the West.
Who did they do that for though?
For the
they had to beg Kevin Durant to take the trade. He didn't want to leave.
Doubt. But I mean, because that's Kevin. But why did they feel
Garnett,
like they
Kevin
couldn't
Garnett,
do it?
Kevin Garnett,
yeah, KG.
Kevin Garnett.
Why did they?
Durant was ready to leave.
I said Kevin Durant. I meant Kevin Garnett. My bad.
They did it because Nick and Paul George. I mean, not Paul George. Paul Pierce knew he wasn't beating LeBron consistently in Cleveland without some other guys. That's just the reality of the situation. And then in turn, LeBron was like, my front office in Cleveland, there's some dickheads. Like, so I got to get away. They're not going to get the guys that I need to be successful. I got, especially, and I commend him as a man. Because I don't know if I'm this big of a man yet, going back to Cleveland after what Dan Gilbert did. Right? I don't know if I'm that big of a man to be able to do that for my hometown. Even if I was playing for the Greensboro Swarm and they ownership was talking shit about me and I'm from here and I did everything that y'all asked me to do. I took y'all to the finals as an 18-year-old kid, and then you got the nerve? You got the nerve. Knowing y'all aren't equipped front office to bring in who I need to bring in. Y'all drafted what's your boy name? Who they took first in the draft?
I got you. But still, we gotta Anthony, also say this.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, we gotta say this every time though, man. And this one thing I do think LeBron hates. Well, even if he don't, I hate it for him. LeBron ain't from Cleveland. That ain't his hometown. He ain't from there.
I mean,
you know what I mean? He
I
ain't from
feel
there.
you, but it's like Kobe White saying it's like Kobe White with the Hornets. Like he's not from Charlotte, but he's from North Carolina. So that's your hometown team. You know what I'm saying?
But
He's
it's a big difference. But it's a big difference between playing for the home. Because he wouldn't dare say he's from Charlotte just because he played for the Hornets.
But he
That
would say
doesn't
this is my
change.
hometown team, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And this
but
is the
that's
team he
not the
grew up
same.
rooting for.
Right.
So,
but that's
I
the
mean,
only one.
But either way, this is his hometown. Either way, it was his hometown team. That's semantic. Either way, this was his hometown team. He did
Makes a big
everything
difference.
for the state of Ohio, right? For the state of Ohio basketball, he took them to the finals as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid. And you have the nerve to say what you said about me.
Well,
you got the
to
nerve.
think about this though, Don. This something because I remember back then I had to on a job I was working. I had to go to Cincinnati. It was right before that decision show, right?
Mm-hmm. Worst decision he ever made.
Even
by the way.
in Cincinnati, they were mad Cleveland Cavaliers fans too.
Absolutely.
I was talking to some people there about that, and they were asking me at the time, "What do you think LeBron's gonna do?" I said, "Man, ain't no way he's gonna come on a television show on the national television space and tell these people in Cleveland that he not gonna go and play there no more." I just knew that. I said he coming back to Cleveland. He's not gonna go in there and embarrass them people like that. And when
I said the same thing.
And when he went up there on national TV and told those folks that he was going to Miami.
No. He told those folks, "I'm taking my talents to South
Beach and left them."
That way, though.
Bro, that was like a knife to their heart, man.
No, I understand that. I get that.
He can't be upset about how they came back at him, Dan Gilbert and all. He had to think about that.
But Dan Gilbert, you're a professional, right? And I like you're the fans
still love your team. You still felt
doubt.
like that was dirty as hell,
and
man.
I feel you. And if that's the case, then you call me about it, right? I'm a man. You're a man.
LeBron
You call me about it.
You're not.
But the thing about it is, you're not a fan, dog. You're not a fan, right? You're the owner of this basketball team. You're supposed to be a professional. You're held to a higher standard, just like we hold these athletes to a higher standard than just fans, right? That's why we talk shit about KD for having a burner account and doing all this nonsense that he shouldn't do, because you're held to a different standard. Dan Gilbert, you're held to a different standard, and I brought this franchise more money, more notoriety than it's ever had, and than it ever will have without me leaving. So you don't do that. If you got a problem, call me as a man, right? And so and again, I'm not saying that the LeBron decision was a good thing or smart, and it wasn't, right? It was the biggest decision the biggest mistake he ever made in his career, and I think he'll say that. But still,
and that's why he went back, though. I'm saying.
For sure. And I respect that.
He
did that. He did it as a man for his state, right? And I understand. I'm just saying, for me to play for that owner after what you said, tough, right? That's a tough pill to swallow. But again, I understand why he did it for his hometown or for his home state. You want to bring a championship to him. I respect it. I can't do nothing else but respect.
November 10th, the Boston Celtics travel to Philadelphia to play the 76ers. Forgot how we got on.
Can't wait.
November 10th, 8 p.m. That game's going to be on NBC. This is another one I can't wait to see. November 18th, 7 p.m. on ESPN. The Tyler Hero-led Bucks face the Bam Bams in Miami. Yeah. I
don't know why you want to see that one.
I can't wait to see it.
What time is that? I'm going to make sure I'm asleep by then.
7 p.m.
Man, they gonna double up the Bucks in that game.
The Milwaukee Bucks have 2 televised games this season, and guess who they are both against? The Miami.
As they should. Shout out to Tyler Hero, though. I hope he goes there and hoops out for his home state. I really do. But
if I'm Tyler Hero, I go in there wearing a pair of Asia Wilson Nikes.
Man.
And get Adebayo to sign him afterwards, because he don't have no shoe. That's what I do.
He gonna have to do something, because they gonna get their face beat in. He gonna average 30 though. I bet that. I bet Tyler Hero average 30.
In those for the season?
No. They're gonna put he means in the game. He means in them 2 games.
In the game.
No. I mean for the season.
Tyler Hero?
Who else?
He better be the point guard then. If he planning on averaging 30, he better be bringing it up.
He's gonna be the point guard, the shooting guard, the small forward. He's gonna be all of that. Now, no disrespect to the Milwaukee Bucks, like
Kyle Kuzma good for 15. Kyle
Kyle
Kuzma
Kuzma's
good for
good.
15, man. He good
But
for 15.
he might show up in some bull. His head might not be all the way in the game every week. So, and Tyler Hero, he's got a chip on his shoulder because Bam snuffed him. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bam, North Carolina boy already. Hey, Tyler Hero is some in the water down here. We don't take disrespect too kindly. So, but it's okay. Don't take that personal. Go out there and
y'all
hoop.
sensitive too.
Huh?
You said what? Hey, look, nah.
So y'all sensitive too.
You start, but see, you start talking about our money. That's when we gotta. And you start talking about my money, how I'm not worth the contract. Then I gotta address you. And if you say the wrong thing, then we gonna have an issue, right? But we're not gonna get on Twitter. Shout out to KD. We're not gonna get on Twitter on another account and start tweeting some nonsense, and we're not gonna cry like Mike Beasley. But
yo, February 15th, 12 o'clock, and this game is televised. Way to go. LaMelo Ball comes back to the Spectrum Center. Yeah.
They're gonna give him a good reception, man, when he comes.
For sure.
They're not gonna be mad at him.
It's just something because they're gonna bust our ass.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. By that time, it'll be the second half of the season, so we'll be done figured out what type of team we're gonna be by that time. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna
I
get
can already tell you. We ain't got nobody checking that. Who's checking Anthony Edwards? Like,
bro, it's a team game. It's a team game.
But they don't have to.
Hey man, everybody comes to the Spectrum
Center. On them or something.
I don't know what it is.
It's a team game.
Everybody comes to the Spectrum Center and gets their average, gets their average plus. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, bro.
I don't think it'll be quite that easy this time around, man, because we finally have some actual defenders on the squad. So yeah, it'll be a little tougher for him. Plus, he might not even be playing by then, man. It's February.
But see, it's either two things. When you come to the Spectrum Center, either you're going to have a game of your life or you're not going to play. I pulled up a couple of times. Man, LeBron didn't play. I pulled up a couple of times. Melo didn't play. Like,
matter of fact, if it's February 15th, that means it's probably a week after the All-Star break or somewhere around there. So yeah, he might not even. Either way, I think, I'll give my guys a shot against anybody, man. The next game, February 27th, this the one, those who looked at the draft might want to check out. You got the Wizards at the Jazz. This one's going to count. It's not a summer league game. So you got DeBancher against Darren Peterson. I'm hoping both of those guys are still healthy and playing by then, especially Darren Peterson. You know what I mean? And then for you, Mashawn, March 13th, 8 p.m. Doesn't say it's being televised, so it might be on WGN or something like that. The Memphis Grizzlies are playing the Chicago Bulls.
Well, why? Because Ja Morant or something?
Nah, man,
no, Ja Morant's not on the team anymore. My bad.
Ja Morant played for Portland. Boozer and it's Duke Carolina again, pretty much.
Boozer and Caleb Wilson. Okay.
Yeah. He said why?
Shout out to C. Will.
He said why? Oh man. So that's it for the scheduling. Were y'all interested in the Lakers situation, man, about how quick that Lakers team got sold? Like within under a year from being sold the first time?
Hey, man, if somebody has a $2 billion flip for me, just call me, man. Call me. An asset that I can own for less than a year. And,
2.5.
And a $2.5 billion flip, just call me. We'll talk. Cause
I'll just say this about that, man. This guy, it looks fishy, man. Like, all right, the guy that bought the Lakers is Jared Kushner's brother.
Here go this, man. What's up, Mel? Let's go Knicks. Yeah.
The guy that bought the Lakers is Jared Kushner's brother. The guy that sold the Lakers had a federal investigation going on with him about some loans he was making illegally or allegedly or something like that.
So it's he has two insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the insurance companies? Delaware Life Insurance Company and Cliff Springs Life and Annuity Company. So what he was saying was, they were saying that they had $1 billion in, how did they put it? God, how did they? Undisclosed, related party loans. They were saying they had $1 billion in related party loans. Then they come to find out, we made a mistake. Instead of $1 billion, we actually had $21 billion. So the SEC is like, how the hell you make a $20 million mistake like that?
My bad.
That's what they're looking into. Right. That's what they're looking into.
He done sold the team to Jared Kushner's brother, Donald Trump.
And Bob Iger. Don't forget Bob Iger's involved in this too.
Don't forget Disney. Bob Iger.
See,
not all of that.
Bob Iger.
So, and we'll see about that investigation 58 mentioned. Man, it just seemed like, some kind of shenanigans going on with that.
Well, he owns the Dodgers too.
We know what's going to happen. We know what's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna come of the investigation. They're gonna sweep it under the rug. The Lakers are gonna go back to being one of the most valuable franchises in the world, and everything's gonna be hunky dory. Like, ain't nothing finna happen with this investigation.
Yeah, they made it, but it seemed like they said, okay, we'll buy the Lakers from you, give you a nice little profit for it, and then we're gonna sweep this under the rug. Dude, like, oh, okay, cool.
This is the largest sale of
Allegedly.
largest sale of a team in North American history for this $12.5 billion. Just throwing
Shout
it
out
there.
to white collar crime, allegedly.
And Don, I wanted to ask you, man, because it had me thinking. So when Jerry Jones decides to, well, not decide, but when God decides that it's over for Jerry Jones, do you think Steven is going to sell the Cowboys, man, or keep them running?
Oh, that's a good question. I think he's going to keep it running. I really do, because I think that a lot more of their family is tied up in it than the Lakers, right? The Lakers, obviously, Jeannie was in it. The brother was in it for a little bit, but they ain't really like how he was doing. And so I think the Cowboys, like Charlotte is a CEO or a CMO. She does director of marketing and or the head of marketing and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Steven is going to be the CEO. He's going to be the president, owner. Hopefully, and the best thing I can hope for is him to relinquish the GM job. Hopefully, he'll hire a GM, and like his father never did, and just be the owner, right? And let his kids do some.
That.
You know what I'm saying? And just let all the kids do some little job or whatever, but just hire a GM, because that's where we're going wrong right now. Like, that's the spot that's continuing to hurt us, and it's hurt us ever since I've been a Cowboys fan, or ever since I've been able to realize, like, the GM job is what's really kicking us in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So I hope so, man. I hope so. But I think, honestly, one thing, and I'll let it go, our head coach at Myers Park, his son plays for the Cowboys. Shout out to Sam. He's a backup quarterback, and he's been with the Seahawks.
Wait, what?
What?
The backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, Sam Howell. He played at Carolina. Got drafted by the Commanders. Yeah, that's how he
by the Commanders. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Wow.
And so he was just telling us a little bit about kind of the differences in between the Cowboys and the Seahawks and the Commanders and things like that. He was just like, he's never seen it, which I've heard before. You go into practice and they're doing tours in the facility, right? Where like people from outside are just walking around, and like so most practice facilities are like, it's closed off. You can't get in there unless you're supposed to be there. The Cowboys, everything is a show. And so I think that's part of some of the distraction, right? But it's also part of what has made the Cowboys the most valuable sports franchise in the world. So hopefully that'll tweak a little bit, and then adding the GM will help too. But we'll see, man. Time will only tell.
Nah, man, Jerry Jones got that whole stadium running like Walmart used to, like 24 hours. We got to be making some bread in here 24/7, Slick.
That's a fact.
And there's one other thing about that.
Yes, sir.
There's a different kind of cachet that comes with being a
I don't know, man.
The Lakers though?
I don't know. The Lakers though?
Or the Yankees?
I mean,
it don't carry that.
It don't right. The Lakers
it's certain
cachet is kind of diminishing some.
It has. It definitely has.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Lakers used to be, when Dr. Buss was there, Jerry Buss was there. It was all being the owner of the Lakers was the best thing in the world. But since he's left, that shine has kind of gone. I mean, even with them, they won a couple championships, I believe, since Dr. Buss left. But the shine of being the owner team seemed to have diminished, where the Dallas Cowboys is just,
even if you lose, even if we lose, it's still a story.
Even if you lose, you're still shining, man.
This what I'm thinking, man, and y'all feel free to refute everything I'm getting ready to say and shoot me down. A week after Jerry Jones, transitions, Arab money coming to knock on Steven's door.
They probably will.
Arab money coming to knock on Steven's door, yo. And then we're gonna see if he's
I just think he's been with his father, right by his father's side for most of the time. And so I think he's too stubborn to let that happen. even though they might offer him an astronomical number. I think he's too stubborn to let that happen. And his sister right there, right? His kids are still in there running thing or managing, and so I think it's just, even though again, they're probably offering more than he ever could imagine, I still think he's too stubborn to let it go. I think he'll keep, I don't know how much they own right now as far as the family goes, but I think they'll still keep 51%. He might sell some of that 49, but I think they'll still keep managing ownership of the Dallas Cowboys.
Because of what you just said about him being by his father's side and seeing everything, to me, I'm thinking in his head, he like, man, I can't, I do not want to do all this. I ain't like Pops. I ain't about to sit here and talk all day. That's what I got a coach for. Let the coach do the talking. We got to be in front of the camera all the time.
I pray he does that. I pray he does that.
Yeah, and that's
but what I'm saying is he's not going to want to have to deal with. He's not going to want to have to deal with any of that. Period. Every time something come up, it's going to be his job to talk from now on. That might be a little bit too much for him. You know what I mean? Because it's rare that the son is just like the father when it comes to this type of stuff. It's 100%. Very rare.
But you've also seen he's also been around long enough.
Be that figurehead guy.
And he's also been around long enough to see it work and him not have to do that. He's been around to see owners not have to do press conferences after every game and them still win. Right? He's been able to play the background and he's been able to see, because I mean, he is older, right? But he's still on social media. Jerry probably not even on that, right? So he's been seeing the things that people are saying are the issues and all that kind of stuff. So he's been able to play the background and be like, okay, well, I would do this, I wouldn't do this, I'm gonna do this, but not this. And so hopefully he's digested that and said, hey, let me do this different. Let me just stay in the background. Let me let people do their jobs. And when I need to intervene, I'll intervene. But I don't need to be all up in the front of the media and all that kind of stuff. Because just like Suge Knight said, right? If you don't want your coach or your owner all up in the videos and your press conference, come to Death Row. And that's what everybody's been saying to us. That's literally probably everybody's marketing pitch. Hey, look, if you don't want I know your owner all up at the practices and the meetings and stuff like that. You don't want that? Come on to Death Row.
And if you keep it real, that's kind of what's going on now. This year, this offseason. That's why, I mean, I'm kind of high on the Cowboys, because you ain't heard much about Jerry Jones talking and all this distraction that's done, like to say. You ain't been hearing that this year. Maybe somebody done finally got through to Jerry to say, man, back up.
Hey, Jerry might watch the show. Jerry might watch the show.
Well, he can't do it.
All I'm saying is, I think it's a scandal, and it's a Dallas Cowboys scandal waiting to come out, and he can't shake it. So I think that's the only reason he's been quiet, yo.
Stop doing that, man. We don't got time for that,
man. They still got a White House over there.
We don't got time for that, man. That's cool. Just keep it on the low. Jerry, he was trying to keep that on the low in the first place. Mike Irvin said he made the call and was like, hey, just keep it on. We got to keep it on the low. We were trying to keep that on the low. If that's what you got going on, cool. Because I know CD and Jordy Pickens, I know they got some stuff going on. Cool. We don't hear about it. And that's how we want to keep it. As long as we keep it there,
cool.
We'll be all right.
We get these last two basketball things out the way, man. One, again, this is Mashawn's 2 for 2. Last time we talked about the Diggs brothers, he picked the right Diggs brother to get signed. He said it was going to be Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs got signed. Last week he mentioned Bradley Beal, and I laughed. And guess who got a contract? Bradley Beal. So, Mashawn, do you have any winning lottery numbers for us this week?
I wish I had some, man, but like I'm telling, I wanted to ask y'all, what do y'all think about? You hear Ben Simmons trying to make a comeback? Would you take a chance on him? Would you put him on the team if you had one?
That's my response. I mean, Don?
So I put it like this, because when I saw it, it brought two different things up for me. Like, would I take the chance on him? No, because I think you can have a young guy on your team that you can develop, and I wouldn't waste a roster spot to bring Ben Simmons in to take a chance on if he cares about basketball or not, right? Just to see, okay, well, or maybe he throws some assists or throws some extra assists, get a couple extra rebounds. Not really gonna give too much to us scoring. Now, do I think he can present some value to a team? I do. I think he can present some value, but does that value supersede the time you could be spending to let a young guy get them reps and to let a young guy work on figuring it out? Nah, I don't. Right? I think he can still hoop, and he's always been able to hoop. but I don't think you bring him in just to see if he still got something left, man. I don't.
But here's the deal with that, though, Don. He not going to get no extra reps than nobody else. He going to come up in there like he a rookie having to, he got to, if it's me, I would take a chance on him, but he coming up in there and he got to show that he deserved the reps that rookie not going to get. Him and that rookie going to get the same amount of reps. And if that rookie plays better than you, that rookie is going to get the reps and start over you and you might be gone. He going to come up in there, minimum contract. He ain't got no special treatment. Oh, but hold
I want
on,
to see him in the big three first.
But remember, Ben Simmons did win Rookie of the Year. He had a couple of years where he was a good player before he lost his mind or whatever.
Yeah, nah, he can hoop.
And
that's
so
not even.
I would give him a chance, but he wouldn't be come up in. It wouldn't be nothing where he coming up in there talking about I need to get this, I need to get no. You a rookie too. Go ahead, Fidel.
Since you don't have to pay him all that much, Victor Oladipo or Ben Simmons?
Come on, man. Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo never showed that he did.
I can't even speak. Because Ben Simmons does Vic. I love Vic. I love the way he played. But he has had some injuries, right? And Ben Simmons.
That's all you got to prove that he ain't got though.
But I don't think Ben Simmons is coming in saying like I need to be the guy, because even when we needed him or when we wanted him to be the guy, he was never that in the first place, right? He walks on the court, he's trying to distribute the ball and he's trying to get some rebounds. He's not trying to finish the rim at all. He's not trying to shoot no jumpers. Like he won't even shoot a layup. He right there at the glass. He's not gonna shoot it. So if he's gonna get on the team, it's got to be a team with scorers already that. Hey, look, all we need you to do is facilitate the basketball. And if you get a layup, please, Ben Simmons, shoot the layup or at least dunk it, right? But so I don't think he goes to a team where you're asking him to be like one of the focal points. He goes to a team where he's the fifth scoring option or sixth scoring option, or he comes off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you're going to ask him to do, he can still do. But I would rather have a rookie in there that is going to like, my future, right? So like, if we're going VJ Escombe with Ben Simmons, like give me VJ. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some situation like that.
Well, I wouldn't dare disrespect
but with Victor Oladipo though, Victor Oladipo, all he has to show me is that he's healthy. He has always played hard. He's always you ain't never had to worry about what he want to do on the court. He just get injured. So if he's not injured, then I'm taking him over Ben Simmons 10 times out of 10.
I respect that.
So absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Last one. Congratulations, Mr. Kevin Garnett, who will have his jersey retired when the Minnesota Timberwolves play the Boston Celtics. I forget the date, but they're going to make a big deal out of it. And I bring that up just to transition to football because Jaden Daniels seems to have a problem with his jersey not being retired at LSU. And my whole thought process was, you ain't win a college football championship for them people. What they owe you? You was a transfer. What they owe you?
Well, my thoughts on that is couple of things. Do you, if you're Jaden Daniels, do you want to burn the bridge with LSU? Because LSU doesn't really need you, but you might in your future need LSU in terms of whatever they do for former players. I don't know, but it seems like LSU would be able to do more for you than you would be able to do for LSU. And then, his camp and his mother in particular.
Hold on now. Watch what you say about my baby now.
Listen,
shout out Mama Daniel.
I respect what she's trying to do to protect him and protect the life-changing income that he can provide through his pro career. I just think her and him need to think about the way they're doing it because it's affecting him, I think, negatively in terms of his public perception, public persona. He's a public face, a public figure. So you've got to think about those things too. I don't think that, you don't, and from her perspective, maybe she doesn't care, but she doesn't need to be, you don't want to be, there's too many, I'm gonna get on something else too. There's too many, say, single mothers where their sons seem to be presented like their sons and boyfriends, husbands and stuff.
Well, you can't tell Tasha Mack and Malik.
I'm saying, just rethink it a little bit. I'm not saying she needs to back on, not be involved in stuff, but rethink it a little bit. And I think this LSU thing, it's kind of a bad look for Jaden. And I'm not sure that this is something that he wanted to do, but maybe maybe it was something that they kind of just pushed him with some different kind of, maybe a little bit of agreement that LSU had with him. But I'm not sure if it's something that he really wanted to do, but he kind of got pushed to do.
Cause he ain't even address it. He was just like, look, my focus is on this football season and the
Right.
Commanders. You know what I mean? Like, I'll let whoever's dealing with that deal with that. My whole thing was, how this even an issue, man? It's college. They recycle them same numbers all the time, man.
All
You know,
the
I mean,
time.
number 5 I think number 5 is the most common number in college sports, to be quite honest with you.
It's definitely
And
one
plus,
of them.
the kid that the kid who's getting number 5, I think that was part of
He was
him actually
All-American.
going. Yeah, and that was part of him actually going to the school. He was promised that number, right? By
Yeah.
Kelly. I don't want to say the wrong
Brian
one.
Kelly.
Brian? What's Brian, right?
Mhm.
Brian's at LSU?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was going to mess around and say Chip. That's why I said I didn't want to say the wrong one. But
Yeah,
man. And plus, again, you ain't Joe Burrow. You ain't win a champ. You won a Heisman, and you had a great season. But, man, you ain't go out there and win him a chip or nothing like that, man. You don't really have no bargaining power in this one here, brother.
Yeah, we talked about it
Now
when this
other
came out.
other sports are clowning the man now. Who was that the other night? I think the Mets
everybody
beat beat
Everybody's on his
Washington,
neck, man.
and they go, we
And it's
we didn't want to
unnecessary.
score. We didn't want to score 5 runs out of respect for Jaden Daniels. Like, come on, homie. That's good.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that. I'm like, oh no, now you a meme now. Now you a joke, and the season ain't even underway for real. Come on, you're a distraction now. And we thought Stephon Diggs was gonna be the problem. It's you.
Yeah. We talked about it in the coach's office when it came out, when the news came out, and like, to an extent, I'll say this. I think he's wrong for doing what he did, right? Can I understand kind of why he would feel that way? Yes, because you won a Heisman. Usually Heisman winners, their jerseys aren't really worn too much going forward without their blessing, right? And so I can understand that. Now, if you say, hey, this kid, All-American whatever, is gonna wear this jersey, and like, if I'm Jaden Daniels, am I gonna be like, damn, like, y'all ain't nobody wearing that 9 that Joe Burrow wore? Like, damn, that sucks. Am I gonna make this big deal about it? No, man, it's just a jersey. It's just a jersey, dog. Like, I can understand why you feel the way you feel, because you looking at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow won a Heisman. His jersey ain't been worn since. I understand why you feel the way you feel. But am I going to this extent to do this? And like you said, Mashawn, this making me this like reeks of like femininity, right? Where like, oh, he wore my jersey, so I'm not gonna be. Oh no, I'm not. Y'all can't put my face nowhere. Y'all ain't like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that.
Got
At
a
least
little Kevin,
like, have a
got a little
conversation.
Kevin Durant in him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have a
What you
conversation.
said last week about Tony Romo and the
Like,
cornballness?
come on, like, holler at least just holler at Lane Kiffin on the low. You ain't gotta put this whole press thing out. Like, and at the end of the day, it wasn't Lane Kiffin's decision anyway. And with these NIL situations, Brian Kelly, once you sign that contract, you sign the contract. If it says in his contract he will be able to wear the number 5 jersey upon coming to LSU, and this is the amount of money he's gonna get, and the coach signed his name on that contract, and they put their name on that contract, you gotta honor the contract. So Jaden Daniels, you gotta grow up, dog. And if this is your mama's doing, you gotta talk to mama. And I understand she been there with you since day one. You love her, like we all love our mamas, and you don't want to make her mad or nothing like that. But you gotta grow up and be a man at some point, dog. And if she's doing this, you gotta let her know, like, hey, ma, just relax. Okay? I'm not tripping on this. I'm focused on football, right? Because now you're a distraction. Now I got to answer questions about it when I walk to the podium. Now my teammates got to answer questions about it. Now that's all you see over social media, and we trying to win the division. We're trying to get out from being the Bemanders. So, mama, you got to relax. and I'm going to date Juju. Juju coming over, and Juju coming over tonight. Juju is coming to the crib tonight, and ain't nothing you can do about it. That's going to be where I finish.
And somewhere Brandon Ayuk is looking at all this like, I told y'all I didn't want to go over there.
And see, when I heard this, man, I was like, I'm thinking LSU, maybe they got some promotional videos of his highlights that they giving out to recruits or something, or got commercials going on down in Louisiana that they showing with him all on it that made him do this. I'm like, oh well, maybe they doing something like that. Then I hear it's just because the new player wants to wear the jersey.
Yeah, he just won't wear number 5. The most common. I'm gonna look that up, but I swear I think number 5 is the most commonly used.
It's up there.
Number
Nah, it's definitely
in
up, probably
sports,
5
so.
and 1.
Yeah, like
Yeah, most teams in college got 2 players that wear number 5.
it's a wide
come on,
receiver or a cornerback or somebody like
Yeah.
that that's wearing number 5.
Come on, dog.
But, you know, hey,
Come
you
on,
know,
dog. We got to grow up at some point.
Well, if we're gonna talk about Jaden Daniels growing up, Terry and Arnold, welcome back. You know what I mean? The Seattle Seahawks took a chance on you.
Detroit made a mistake.
With all this stuff still pending. When I say all this stuff, of course, I'm talking about the 8 felony counts, 4 being, hold on, make sure I get them right now because I don't want to.
Kidnapping.
4 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of robbery with a firearm or deadly weapon, and they carry up to a life sentence in prison. But clearly the Seahawks must know something that everybody else doesn't. It's a 1-year deal. It's a 1-year deal. And he still can be placed on the what's that list where he's not able to play. It's not the injured list.
It's not the physically unable to perform.
It's
the commissioner's exempt. Commissioner's exempt list.
There you go. There you go. He can still be put on that list. So this still might not go the way the Seahawks think, but clearly they know something, or you wouldn't
low
even
risk.
Took a chance. So
yeah, man, I think this points to like and it's unfortunate because it's not teaching our young players and our young athletes much. But at the end of the day, dog, if you talented enough, somebody will take a chance on you. That's just the reality.
That's what it's teaching them.
If you
That's
talented
exactly
enough,
what it's teaching them.
and it's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. I'm happy it works in our favor at this point, but it's really unfortunate because some of these young kids, they're gonna think I can do whatever I want as long as I can ball. I can do whatever I want, and that's a dangerous game to play. Shout out to Terry Arnold, and I understand from what I read, it was a situation to where somebody robbed him or something like that, or set him up and took something from him.
He thought somebody took like $100,000. 3 men took like $100,000 in cash and some other stuff. So allegedly he had, placed a call or called some shots and some things happened, and he's where he is.
And I can understand that. And I think we talked about it a couple of weeks, but at a certain point, fam, you got to get out. Like the street life, once you get to the professional and you in the league, you got to leave that street shit alone. You got to leave that street shit alone, dog, and go sue somebody or do what you got to do through the court system. But you got to leave that street shit alone because that ain't going to get you nowhere. So I hope he understands now. I hope it wasn't and I hope by them signing him, I hope that means they did their due diligence to and it says that it wasn't as serious as it looks. He's going to get off for it and he's going to give him a slap on the wrist. I hope that's what this says, but hey, you got to be on the straight and narrow now, bro. Ain't no more mess ups, nothing.
Yeah. He's got to do that. And I don't know, Detroit. They did what they had to do, man. At the time, I guess it seemed like they didn't have a choice, but it does. But at this point in time, it does seem like if Seattle did due diligence, why couldn't Detroit do it?
Bingo.
To understand what is about to happen if they know that he's about to get a light deal or something. But I don't know because he is the contract. He's on a rookie contract anyway, right? And he's still
if I'm not mistaken,
he like a 2 or 3 year player. So it's not like he had a huge contract.
Yeah, this is his second year. I think this is second. This will be his second year.
It might be, yeah. So, but like you said, Don, hope the brother learns from it. Regardless of what happens. I hope he doesn't take it like it's just all right, they gonna save me. It's a slap of the wrist, and I could just go do it again. Hopefully he understands that it's secret. But hey, Seattle might have him a diamond in the rough with that, man.
They got to steal.
Dude can play now.
Okay, well, speaking of players that still have ability and second chances, man, Kyler Murray won the job in Minnesota. He will now be tossing to Justin Jefferson. Thoughts on it, fellas? Does this make Minnesota a contender in their division in your eyes, in that NFC North?
Not to me, man. I mean,
well, of course not to you. Of course not you, Chicago Bear. You know what I mean?
I mean, but we knew he was gonna win the job, man. That quarterback competition in Minnesota was fake, man. We knew that. He wasn't going. They wasn't going. They was already out on J.J. McCarthy. Unless J.J. McCarthy came up in there and lit it up the first week of camp, he wasn't going. Look how quickly they said he got the job, man. They hadn't even played no preseason games yet. No, but I mean, Kyler Murray. Okay, this been his MO since he been in the league. He'll start hot and fade. You look at all the times that Arizona. Nah, it was Arizona. They aren't as good as Minnesota. Historically, they have not been. But he would start off hot. Remember one time they was 7-1, then they lost the rest of their games. Then so I'm not so sure that he could sustain good play. But I mean, maybe he's had a better career than J.J. McCarthy up to this point. So we'll see.
Don?
I don't think this. I mean, I think it's gonna be another Viking season. I think Jetta's gonna have he gonna have more touchdowns. Is it gonna lead to more wins? I don't think so. I think they'll be middle of the pack in the division, close to last.
Because they just had a bad injury too on the defense.
I just from what I heard about, and we talked about it a while ago, I just don't see Kyler Murray being a leader, right? And so I think that's going to be the main issue. And they're setting up. I mean, Kyler Murray, he only signed a year deal, 1.3 with the Vikings, and so they're kind of letting J.J. McCarthy, like, it looks like they're trying to like set it up so he can figure it out. But I just don't think he's going to. I don't think he's the guy. I think at Michigan he did a good job. Like, they went 15-0. His run game and his O-line was immaculate. And so I don't think he was worthy, even at the time, did not think he was worthy of the 10th pick. And I think the Vikings will be upset after next year or after this year. And now he steps into the starter role because he has to, right? And he doesn't really succeed like that. And they realize he's a career backup. He's going to come in, execute the offense. He's going to hand the ball off. But if you want him to come in and be the franchise quarterback like you anticipated him being, taking him at the 10th pick, he's going to let you down. He's going to let you down. And so I think Kyler Murray is just a Band-Aid until they realize, if they haven't already realized, that J.J. McCarthy not the guy, and they're going to get him another top quarterback, and hopefully that'll work. But I think that was one of the worst picks I've seen in my generation, in my lifetime, as far as quarterback, first-round quarterback.
J.J. McCarthy?
He's one of the worst, yeah.
Well, be on the lookout for Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson just had a great
he's up there
preseason. He just had a great preseason game. You know what I mean? They said Deshaun Watson even had a good first half yesterday.
Damn, Shador. I was hoping for you, Shador. I'm actually watching the games on the TV right now. But damn, Shador. Yeah, it's on my TV from yesterday.
Got you. Well, I mean, since we're already here, Don, we go ahead and get your graphic up there, brother. We can go on and get to it.
Come on now.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the newest segments of this here thing of ours, it is Juiceless or Useless with Coach Don. Don, take it away, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the best segment on podcasts these days. Of any segment out there. All right. Juiceless or useless. If you juiceless, you are useless, right? But in this segment, we're going to allow the juiceless folks at this point, we're going to allow them to get a reinvigoration. Right? Our juiceless guys are the guys that just need a little bit of push. Our useless guys, we can't do nothing with you. And it's very, I guess ironic is the word you use for this. We're going to start with the useless folks. My useless folks is none other than J.J. McCarthy himself, right? You a first-round pick. Last year, they brought you in to play. You didn't really play that well, right? This year, they brought a quarterback who is known not to be able to lead a franchise in on a one-year deal because you can't get it done. And what you think they're going to do in the next couple of years, in next year and the year after that? They're going to draft another quarterback to come replace you, right? So I think at the end of the day, you're going to be a UFL quarterback, right? You're going to do very well there. You're going to do very well. You're going to hand the ball off. You're going to probably lead a UFL team to a championship. UFL. Then you're going to be a career backup. You're going to be a journeyman. You're going to hop around the league, which is okay. No shade to J.J. McCarthy, right? But it just is what it is. I don't think you were that guy at Michigan as far as passing the ball, which we are in a passing league, right? But You commanded the offense, and you got them to a national championship. Kudos to you. Now, the light at the end of the tunnel, right? There's a little tangent, but I'm going to be quick with it. I do
It's
think
a train that's coming in.
I do think football is kind of going back to what it used to be as far as power running game, right? I think and it's my prediction, y'all mark this, August 16th, 2026. I think the running backs are gonna be more valued going forward because it is such a passing league, and we got 6 DBs on the field now. So now you don't have a choice but to run the ball. And I think it's gonna be 2 tight end sets, a lot of those, which can create mismatches with DBs and linebackers. And so I think they'll be majority of the receivers that are on the field, and then they're able to block in the blocking game, so you can't really personnel as far as the team goes, right? You can't really tell what they're going to do as far as personnel by just looking at the personnel. So I think that gives J.J. McCarthy a good outlook if football turns back to being that. If it stays a passing league for the time you win the league, champ, I'm sorry, UFL, calling your name, go be the best UFL quarterback there ever was. Right, but I just think you useless at this point. We can't do too much with you. All right. As far
So unless J.J. McCarthy gonna be running the HB dive or the power I, he ain't really got no shot playing in the NFL no more. Wishboning and all that.
And I don't want to throw shade on nobody, and I don't want to wish bad on nobody because I know JJ McCarthy. Well, I don't know your family situation, but I would think you taking care of your family with the check, and I understand that. But UFL get checks too, just not as much. And I just don't. I never thought he was what a franchise needed as a quarterback. I thought he was a 3rd round quarterback, late second round at the earliest. I just didn't. He didn't give me that vibe. And I think the offense was set up for him to be successful at Michigan, which it should be. And he was. He thrived in it. But I never thought he was a 1st round quarterback. So it's gonna be unfortunate because that's gonna hurt his growth because they needed him to come in and play, and he wasn't ready for that. So a lot of times is where you get drafted, the situation, and that can hurt your career. And I think in this case, it's gonna end up hurting his career. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's my useless candidate for this week. My juiceless candidate who just needs some reinvigoration to his career and somebody to just let him play, right? Let him do his thing, not necessarily hold him back, right? Is Paul Jeffrey George. I don't know if his middle name is Jeffrey. I'm sorry if that's not your middle name, but it sounds good. Paul Jeffrey George. Paul George is going to average 25 plus this year. I think he's going to be put on the best or probably the second best player on offense. And he's going to give you some good minutes defensively. He's going to average 5 to 6 assists. He's going to average 5 or 6 rebounds. And I think he's going to help the Celtics get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Celtics will end up in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they'll be playing the 76ers, right, in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, will they win that? I don't see it, but I think they'll get there, and I think Paul George is going to be on the 3rd team All-NBA, 2nd, 3rd team All-NBA for this year. And I think he's going to show guys why the younger generation, why that is their goal, right? A lot of the young guys that I coach and stuff like that, basketball players, like Paul George is the end-all, be-all for them. They love Paul George. A lot of them model their game after Paul George. A lot of the new guys in the NBA, if you look at it, have modeled their game after Paul George. And so I think he just needs a little reinvigoration to let him just go hoop. And if he can stay healthy, I think he is on the All-NBA team this year. So that's my juiceless candidate. He's juiceless right now, but once the season starts and he start getting in there with JT and start in that post, in that turnaround jumper that can't nobody stop, I think he's gonna reinvigorate his career and is gonna be on the All-NBA team this year. Y'all's juiceless and useless candidates.
Sean, you got
please.
one, man.
Well, I'm just gonna follow up on what he said. Then, if that's, I just got one. Then, if Paul George is gonna be juiceless and reinvigorate his career, then Joe Mazzulla is gonna do it too, because the way Joe Mazzulla coached in the last few years, Paul George is not gonna be a 3rd team All-NBA player. If Joe Mazzulla must change up his coaching philosophy for Paul George to do what you're saying. Not that Paul George can't, but the way Joe Mazzulla's been coaching, Paul George not going to be able to do that. But he might change up his philosophy.
I don't know, because at the end of the day, he had this team.
If he makes Paul George shoot 10, 11 threes in the game, every game, or something like that, the way he been using these guys, and Paul George ain't gonna be all NBA like that. He's gonna have to let him use all his skill. Joe Mazzulla has not been letting them dudes do that. And like I said earlier in the show, I think he did because Jaylen Brown may have been doing what he was doing without Joe Mazzulla's blessing with him, because probably all that bully ball and stuff that made Jaylen Brown be so good last year. If Paul George play like that, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Joe Mazzulla got to work with him to let him do that.
I think he's gonna let him do what he want. He's gonna let him be him. You know what I'm saying? I think Paul George at this point in his career, I think he's okay. I think he's okay with like the system that they run. Right? As far as getting threes up, I don't think he wants to. He's gonna be Paul George regardless. He's gonna post up some guys. Him and JT have very similar games, right? So they're gonna be playing very similar. But I think Paul George at this point in his career, he's okay getting that many threes up because he can shoot. He can shoot his ass off. So I think he's gonna be okay with that, and he's gonna be okay getting to the rack, and he's just gonna be okay with hooping. I think Joe Mazzulla. He might not be the best coach in the NBA, but he's not stupid. Right? He's going to let dudes hoop. And I think he's just going to let him hoop.
Well, then, we'll see. Because if he does, then I can see him having a resurgence there. We'll see. But, no, go ahead, 50K. I ain't got nothing.
Okay, well, my useless is the undercard to the Clarissa Shields fight last night when Ray J and Orlando Brown
how'd that go? How'd that go?
Useless.
I saw that too, man.
It went useless. That's how that went,
It was
man.
brutal, dog.
Yeah, Ray J knock him out?
The little highlight.
Knock him out, man. Neither one of them knew. Man, look here. Useless, all right? Useless. Ray J and Orlando Brown in a boxing ring with your shirts off is useless. That should never, ever happen again. Whoever put that on, Zeus should be fined for putting that on TV. Whoever commissioned or sanctioned that fight should be fined and stripped of whatever power they have and authority. Ain't no way. Don't ever do that again. Don't do that twice. Don't do that twice.
It was
That's my use,
man. They look like what you see on the shows where it'll be a joke and they'll just start fighting like this.
Windmill.
That's what it looked like.
Ray J looked like he had on 20-ounce gloves. And Orlando Brown, like he had on 8-ounce gloves. I'm like, so what is this?
Yeah, man.
What is this? It looked like if they had a spoof parody version of Mike Tyson Punch-Out, them two characters would have been on. Ray J and Orlando Brown.
Stop these celebrity fights, man. Stop these celebrity fights.
Stop.
I don't like them in general, man. Like Mike Tyson.
Stop the ones. Well, that's we all know what that was about. That's different. Ray J and Orlando Brown ain't got no business in no boxing.
It looked like them dudes ain't even trained at all. Like they told them yesterday they were gonna have this fight.
Right.
That's what it looked like. It looked like they didn't do anything to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Man. So very useless. Juiceless, who I think could use some reinvigoration. And I'm only saying this because we just acquired him, Dennis Schroeder Jr. Dennis Schroeder Jr. ain't whacking nothing like that. I just want you to be great because you're a Hornet now. So welcome to the hive, partner. Yeah.
Even though you did some clown shit in your career.
Even though you did some clown shit in your career with turning down
that deal that you turned down to take that, but you're a Hornet now, so we'll give you a pass for it. We'll give you a pass.
Hey, it led you here.
Golly.
It led you here. We got a nice backup. We got a quality backup.
He might have made the money up now. He just had to go to 5 different teams to get it.
Right. Yeah. So however it turned out, he ends up in Charlotte. We got a quality backup who more than likely will get a chance to start a couple games because it's the NBA, man. Some guys are not going to feel like playing every game. That's just the nature of the business, and we got a quality point guard. Trey, man, thank you for all your services, man. I'm sure you're going to do great out there in Cleveland.
Appreciate you, Trigger Trey.
Do well once they leave. So, yeah, man, you're going to get a chance to come off the bench and shoot. They still haven't figured out what they're going to do with James Harden over there in Cleveland. He hasn't re-signed yet, so they got another guy who can shoot three-pointers at will. So, congrats to all parties involved. That's what I got on that. All right, Mr. Mashawn, let me go and get your graphic ready. Ladies and gentlemen, see, his music is much better than mine. I got to find me some new HBCU music. This week's Mashawn's Sunday Night Live Top 5 with Mr. Mashawn Roberson. Mashawn, take it away.
All right. So this top 5 that we have, we're going to be focusing on the top 5 NFL coaches that are on the hot seat coming into the season. So hot seat, obviously, I mean they got to win or they're in danger of losing the job. Starting at number 5, we just got done talking about this guy's team. I think Kevin O'Connell is on the hot seat, my number 5 guy, because he's still feeling the sting from them losing Sam Darnold the way they did and letting him go in and Sam Darnold going and winning that Super Bowl. They already got rid of the GM that didn't keep him. And then, you know, what happened last year with J.J. McCarthy's lack of development, this guy's supposed to have been somebody that could come in, and he did it with Sam Darnold, but take quarterbacks to the next level. It hasn't happened with J.J. McCarthy, and now you have Kyler Murray starting. So this is really the 4th straight year the Minnesota Vikings has had a different starting quarterback on week 1. That doesn't look good if you're supposed to be a quarterback whisperer guy. So I have Kevin O'Connell as number 5. Number 4, I have Dan Quinn, Washington Commanders. They went to the NFC Championship game 2 years ago, 12-5 record, flipped it this past year, 5-12. You got, you know, the man Jaden Daniels had a big drop off in his play last year, and he had injuries. And coming into this season, the offense was a question mark. Now you have, I think it's coming together though. You just got Stephon Diggs and you have Terry McLaurin over there for Jaden to work with the offense. The defense was not good last year. Dan Quinn is a defensive coach. Your defense can't be on one of the bottom few in the NFL. So you got to prove that and get that up. So I think Dan Quinn may be on the hot seat in Washington. Number 3, Todd Bowles with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers should have won the division last year. No way around it. They have the best talent in the NFC South, top to bottom. They have for a long time. You have Baker Mayfield in there. He's played well for that team. He's had a couple of teams where they had the most talent and didn't really take advantage of it. Now they've lost Mike Evans. They had the collapse last year. They were doing so well and just fell off. So he's under the microscope in terms of a turnaround. And Todd Bowles, obviously the defensive coach too. So you got to the Vita Vea situation. Y'all need to work that out and just see what Tampa can do. Because still, I think top to bottom in the NFC South, Tampa Bay has the most talent. But I'm not sure if they're going to win that division. But they need to. I think Todd Bowles is going to be out of there.
Well, he's gone.
Number 2, Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals. This is the time for you to get something out of this group. Zach, I know you went to the Super Bowl years ago, but that seemed like a long time ago now. You have one of the best offenses in the AFC with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow. So, and they've been doing everything that they can do to help that team. Now they've got some defensive help. They've drafted, got Dexter Lawrence, and then they drafted some other guys and got some other free agents. It's time for the Cincinnati Bengals defense to come to show improve, or Zach Taylor may be out of there. And then number one, I have Aaron Glenn, New York Jets. Just because they were so bad last year. I think Aaron Glenn, he doesn't have to have a phenomenal season, I don't think, but they got to double. I think they have to double their win total. They went 3-14 last year. I think they need to get to 6-11 or something like that for him to get a third year there. There were a lot of things that went on last year with the Jets that were kind of, just Jet-like things. I mean, and they have a quick trigger with their coaches anyway. So he's on the hot seat. He's got to, I hope for that brother's sake that he does get what he needs to get done in New York. Because I think they have some players over there. I think they have some players, and I think they play in a division where they can't win it, but I think they can get 6, maybe 7 wins out of that division. And, but I think the pressure's on for him. So that's the top 5 there.
Don, you want me to go, or you got yours ready? I heard one, he said that.
Yeah, I take it. If I'm going to start at 5, and I just want to preface this by saying, there will be no black coaches on this list. I'm not advocating for any black coaches to lose their job, and so you're not gonna hear one on this list. Just want to preface that. Just want to preface mine by saying that. All right. So my number 5 is Shane Steichen with the Colts, right? And it's not necessarily because of the job he's done, but because that lady up top, she ain't playing. She ain't messing around. She ain't playing no games. She on the sideline taking notes. And so you do something wrong, she's coming for your job. And so I think just solely off of that, he's on the hot seat. Daniel Jones gives you some upside, right? But if you don't get it right this year, I think she's coming for your job. I really do, just because she ain't playing no games. And so I'm going to have him at 5. My number 4 is Clint Kubiak. All right, because with Vegas, because
First year coach, okay.
I do, man, because at the end of the day, you took Mendoza at 1, right? So now you got a decision if you're gonna play him, right? Or you're not gonna play him and let him sit back, let him watch, and he's gotta be something. He's gotta be something for you immediately. Because you don't have a long leash to get that done. Right. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is, right? With Vegas, they've been so bad for so long, even when they were the Raiders, right? Well, in Oakland, I'm sorry. Like, your leash is not that long to where we can wait on success. I think we're gonna get you in and get you out of there, especially with the Vegas fans. Vegas, they want to be good right now. So I think if you're not good in the next year, 2 years, I think you're gonna get up out of there. All right. So that's my 4. At 3, all right, I think it's got to be Joe Brady. I think Joe Brady with Buffalo, because you done had Josh Allen for I can't remember how long he's been there, but you got Josh Allen. He ain't been in no Super Bowl, and everybody talking about Josh Allen already, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. And his arm is this, that, and the third, and you ain't been to no Super Bowl. So I think if this happens again, say you lose to Patrick Mahomes, or you lose in the AFC, and don't let you lose before the AFC Championship, I think you're out of there, my guy. I really do. I think you're gone. And so it is what it is. You got to find something different, because they're not getting rid of the quarterback. That's dead. He's gonna
They
be
showing everybody.
He's gonna be a Buffalo Bill for life. And so they're gonna cut everybody they're gonna cut the janitor before they cut quarterback there. Right. And so I just think that's the reality. All right. What was that? Number 3? Number 2.
Yes, sir.
I think, and it was really tie for 2 and 3 for me. I think Zach Taylor with the Bengals, right? I think, like you said, Michon, you got Joe Shiesty, right? You got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got Dexter Lawrence now. Like, some's gotta give. And if it don't give this year, same thing in Buffalo. They're gonna get rid of the dude cutting the grass in Cincinnati before they get rid of Joe Burrow, and before they allow Joe Burrow to walk out that door. So, Zach Taylor, if y'all don't have a great season, if y'all don't end up winning a division, if y'all don't end up in the AFC Championship, I think your job is on the line. I'm not going to say I think. I know your job is on the line, because you went to a Super Bowl. Now they're expecting you to get back there because your quarterback is so great. Shout out to Joe Shiesty. All right. And number 1, and it makes me so happy to say this, it really gives me joy. I swear it gives me joy. But Nick Sirianni, my guy. And you know what even brings me more joy? It brings me more joy to know that we're gonna have a hand in getting you up out of there. Because as much as I rock with Jalen Hurts, I just think Philly, they over you right now. And I think we got too much. I think Dak is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I think we got too many weapons. I think, and I'm waiting to see our defense, right? So I'm not gonna even go too high on that, but I've heard some good things. Y'all not gonna win a division this year, and I think that's gonna get you out the door. I think if you don't win a division this year, that's gonna get you out the door, if not the middle of next season. So Nick Sirianni, count your days. You done got kind of the fans in Philly kind of got a bad taste in their mouth about you. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you want to come be a coordinator in the Dallas Cowboys, we might read your resume, but we might not. So just wanted to let you know. But I think that's my number 1 guy on the hot seat.
That man has more Super Bowl rings and Super Bowl appearances in the past 20 than the Cowboys. But all right.
They just not
So
with
my
him.
number 5 is Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. And the reason I've got Matt LaFleur on here is because you've always had great seasons, cool, but this is one of those situations to where I equate it to a blue blood in college basketball, right? You can have all the 20-win seasons you want. They want rings. They want hardware at particular institutions. And the Green Bay Packers football organization is an institution. It's exactly like what happens in 20 wins. But unfortunately, you coach for a place who don't care about that 20-win season when you don't have to bring home a national championship. So that's the kind of situation he's in right now with Jordan Love. Jordan Love has to have a breakout season. Unfortunately, you're going to be without Micah Parsons up until, I think Micah Parsons himself said maybe around week 6 is when he may be able to come back. I'm hoping he was just saying that to throw the bookies off and he'll be back before then. But it's not looking great for you. I mean, maybe y'all can put some Band-Aids on some stuff and patch some things together and hold it down till he get back. And then even when he does get back, you got to see how timid he's going to be and try not to, re-injure himself. So he might not even get back to being in real football shape until like maybe 2-3 games after he gets back during week 6. So Matt LaFleur might want to start seeing where you can, shop your resume. You know what I'm saying? You might want to see if you can't get on at
University of Wisconsin.
Maybe there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there. After him, number 4, it's got to be the coach from the Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor, man. I mean, you out of excuses now. You win it. They finally did something to the defense. Now you don't got any excuses, man. Patrick Mahomes is coming off the same Micah Parsons situation, homeboy. Don't know what he's going to look like till he gets tackled and gets back into football shape. Don't know if he's going to start at the beginning of the season. So you got that out of the way. Lamar Jackson is going to be Lamar Jackson. It's up to his wide receivers to see how good they're going to be. Josh Allen, new coach. Well, not really new head coach. The guy's always been around, new head coach. See how that system works, whatever. This is Joe Burrow's time to shine, man. If he don't shine, you might as well see if you can't get on with Matt LaFleur over there in Wisconsin. Number 3, Dan Quinn. Unfortunately for you, Dan Quinn, unfortunately for you, your career hinges on how well Jaden Daniels does. And right now, it ain't looking good for you, partner. You picked up Stephon Diggs. That's cool and all, but you still got to see what the quarterback does. If this quarterback isn't playing to the lights out expectations that you have for him, then you might as well get Vinny Testaverde back there to throw the ball to Stephon Diggs, man. You can go ahead and consider yourself fired after the season. And then for number 2 and number 1, ain't no drum roll needed, man. You know who they are. It's the 2 black guys. It's Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay and Aaron Glenn in New York. Man. You both, I don't even know why Masan said 5, because there's really only 2 guys who really know their job is in jeopardy if they don't win. It's 2 black dudes, man. We all know this.
Oh my God.
We all know this. We all know this.
I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead, but I just got some news.
Cool. You know y'all only get 1 season. You only get 1 season to prove yourself for real, so I'm surprised they still let y'all hang around this long. Especially Aaron Glenn. They set you up for failure when they gave you the New York Jets with Justin Fields as the quarterback. I was like, damn, tell that man you really don't want him to succeed without telling him to his face man. You don't want him to succeed. So yeah, man, unfortunately, Aaron Glenn is in the hot seat because you happen to be coaching one of the worst organizations for a long time in the NFL, and I don't really see that getting any better for you this season, man. Even though that division, hey man, you might could pull a rabbit out of the hat.
But
I hope he does. I really hope he does.
Yeah, you might be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I mean, I do too, but we all know if it's some people whose jobs are on the hot seat, it's them two. And the Todd Bowles situation, you got guys already talking about wanting to leave and feeling disrespected and all that kind of stuff. Come on, man.
You got to pull it back
That could have been in-house stuff. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield looking like Johnny Manziel right now. Partner, whatever. But go ahead, Don. You had something cooking. Go ahead.
I just got it on my phone. It says 8-time Pro Bowler linebacker Von Miller is expected to sign with the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
And that's what we need. Let's get to the quarterback, man.
Well, here on this show, man, we limit the profanity and all that. But ain't that a bitch? How they get Von Miller?
Wow.
We got Darren Waller. What?
Yo, I thought that was a joke. I'm not
we got Darren Waller.
Earlier this week, I saw that come up. I thought it was a joke. I promise you I did.
You thought it was a joke. I'm like, man, why we get rid of Hunter Renfrow? Why we get rid of Hunter Renfrow then if we're going to get Darren Waller? We should have just kept Hunter Renfrow.
Are you sure? I don't see that nowhere on ESPN, man.
Okay, so it's a spoof.
You.
I take my cuss. I take my cuss word back.
Adam Schefter.
I take my cuss word back.
Adam Schefter.
I think that might be on that might be on ESPN, man. I don't think that's on ESPN, man.
Yeah, bro. I don't see that nowhere.
I'm telling you, it just came on. Let me see if I can get all these other notifications off my phone. Hold on.
I see where it says Aaron Donald worked out twice for the Rams. Please, Lord, let it be a lie.
Look at that one at the top, right there.
Oh man,
that's. Oh, you got the Cowboys app on your phone?
Nah, this is ESPN.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't see that nowhere.
It's okay. Just take it. It's okay.
But I mean, if
okay.
it's true, man, that's a huge pickup for the Cowboys. If that's true, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
7 minutes ago, 8-time Pro Bowl linebacker Von Miller is expected to sign.
I see that on Facebook though. Some of that stuff if that's true though, that's a huge deal for the Cowboys, man. I mean, I know I picked him to win that division anyway. That might
now okay. So a day so a day ago, Sports Illustrated has a headline says, "Does Von Miller know something NFL doesn't about Cowboys' future?"
Hey, look, man, Von Miller Super Bowl champion, man. That's all he wanted. He just wanted to come win, man. That's it. And so he's seen this team is poised. He said, and I saw him on Instagram the other day, he said he can roll out of bed and have double-digit sacks.
And he from Texas anyway, too?
Hey, Von, welcome to the gang, baby. All we need you to do is come in on third down. We don't need you on first and second. Just come in on third down, rush the passer, go sit down and drink you some water. That's it. You don't got to practice during the week. You don't have to do none of that. Show up on Sunday and on third down, sack a game, and we okay. You just give me one sack a game.
In case y'all haven't been noticing out here in the world, I just want y'all to take note of what's going on out here in the world, man. This is one of the signs of the apocalypse. The Knicks have won an NBA championship, and the Dallas Cowboys.
We ain't won nothing yet. We ain't won nothing yet.
I didn't say nothing.
Energy.
I didn't say nothing.
Relax.
All I'm saying is the Dallas Cowboys look like they could win a playoff game for the first time in a long time. I'll go that far. And I think the amount of annoying fan bases this sports season is unreal to me right now, man. What is happening in the world, Marshawn? What's going on?
And the funny part? The funny part?
I hate to say that, but
the funny part? I'm not going to even get on here from a week to week basis. If we win or when we win, start to win games, I'm not going to get up here and say nothing. I've been through this too many times. I'm not going to say nothing. You're not going to hear nothing about it. I'm not, when we have Cowboy questions, I'm going to keep the answer short. I'm not saying nothing. Nothing. Just letting it be known. So
that's
don't expect
real. That's
no bulletin board material from me.
I can't front on that.
Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. Von Miller go to Dallas. We got Darren Waller.
Hey, shout out to Darren Waller. Hey,
then my man Kobe Bryant out for the whole season too. Secondary gonna be shot, man. We got him out.
Carted off.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then Kyler Gordon, he a walking injury, but he played well when he played. So, we'll see.
Let me get to the HBCU session so we can go home, man. I don't even want to play no more. I don't even want to play no more, man. Yeah, man. Cue the music. Yeah, play the drum. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, time to get to my favorite segment of the show. It's the HBCU section. Yeah, show love to those. Show love. Yeah. Darren Waller. All right. Congratulations to former South Carolina State linebacker, Mr. Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith signed with the Seattle Seahawks. Man, he went undrafted in 2025 and ended up playing with the Jets as a free agent. So now he's getting another opportunity with the Seattle Seahawks, man. Congratulations to you, sir. He was the leading tackler at South Carolina State in 2024. Had 95 stops, averaged 8.5 tackles for loss. Had 1 interception, was first team all MEAC. Since we're talking about the MEAC, let's talk about FAMU and how FAMU tripping. FAMU is not broadcasting any of their games on radio. That's what the folks are trying to understand, partner. What are you doing? doing?
FAMU, that president they got up in there last year, man. She real suspect. Everybody, they tried to boycott and get up out of there.
I remember that.
It's down with Ron DeSantis heavy.
Well, I mean, not only so this right here, them not broadcasting games on the radio, is just another notch under the what the hell are you doing belt? Because they released Georgia of any financial liability when they canceled that game they were supposed to play. And those games are the endowment money games that I was talking about with high school or whatever. So FAMU's, why can't I think of the word? Front office. I just call it front office. FAMU's front office still has the answer for that. And I think that goes back to every time y'all start talking about they got to get folks to learn how to manage the money and run the programs. This falls up under that. Marshawn, you getting ready to say something?
No, this is something because I got a lot of friends that I grew up with that went to FAMU, a lot of them. And when that woman came to be the president, I told them, I said, man, they trying to make y'all part of Florida State. That's going to happen in a couple. If she's there, I think they annex y'all and make y'all be part of Florida State. And that's going to be horrible and terrible for a school like FAMU. FAMU is a flagship HBCU. They got to fight to say that, but I just think that, I mean, that's just my thought. I ain't heard nothing about that or anything. That's just what I thought when they brought in that woman that clearly she had never run a university before. All she was a private industry person. And I just told them, man, that's what I think they setting up to happen. But I could be wrong. But hopefully I am wrong. But that's what I told.
That's crazy, man. Imagine the HBCU going to like the CAA or something like that. You know what I mean? That would be insane.
I was about to say, if you think that they trying to do that to them, what you think they trying to do with A&T? The University
Well, they already
of North
tried
Carolina.
to do it here before. They already tried to do it. Remember, about 10 years ago, they tried to do that with Fayetteville State and Elizabeth City, trying to make them part of UNC, like UNCG and UNC Asheboro stuff. They tried to make them change their names to a school like that.
Yeah,
but they couldn't do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to, Yep, FAMU, get it together, man. Get it together. Speaking of my Aggies, they did name Katricia Lewis-Verrett as the new director of athletics. She's currently the deputy athletic director and senior woman administrator. I want to make sure I said it right at UAB. So she's going to be replacing Mr. Earl Hilton, who was, in charge for 15 years. The good thing about getting Miss Lewis-Verrett is she was already previously at A&T. From 2011 to 2017, she was the senior woman administrator. And what she brings is some expertise in NCAA regulation and compliance. She has deep experience in NIL strategy, sports administration, and Title IX issues. So she's going to help out, I won't say with recruiting, but at least how to navigate the new situation. You know what I mean? Because that'll be useful for us if we can start getting some local talent. Like, go to Reedsville, man. Damn, ain't nobody getting none of them kids out of Reedsville. They win something every year.
Mm-hmm.
You got cats at Reedsville going to Oregon, and you ain't thinking about getting none of the guys who ain't making no. Like, we got to create a pipeline.
How don't you get Deontay Neal from Reedsville, who plays football and basketball? How do you let him just go to UNCG and play basketball? How do you let that happen?
And we were on his list when he reopened his recruitment.
Yep. Absolutely.
It was us and Wake Forest, and some other schools too. But I know for a fact it was us and Wake Forest. And
how do you just let him go to UNC?
You saying he got game? You know how it go. You know. Took him on that visit.
UNCG A&T is got the vibes like the.
Man, you look here, brother.
I think he just didn't want to play. I think he was just done playing football, honestly. Like, he was just okay not playing football no more. You know what I'm saying?
Had to be, because UNCG don't have a football team.
Exactly. And like, man, that's bad. That's bad business.
Yeah, that's terrible business there. Yeah, that's all I got in the HBCU section, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. That's not all I have. I was supposed to lead with this. I'm sorry. The whole Von Miller thing that threw me off. Congratulations to Fort Valley State, man. Fort Valley State won the inaugural HBCU Choir of the Year award at the Stellar Awards last night, man. Where are those claps, man? Got to give it to those fine folks at Fort Valley State. Fort Valley State's an HBCU in Georgia, Fort Valley, Georgia, as a matter of fact. They beat out the likes of Howard, Morgan State, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, and also Southern, man. So congratulations to Fort Valley State. I don't know who pockets y'all agrees to win that, but congrats, man. You know what I mean? Anybody
Why they got to do that to win?
Von Miller,
I got one
salty,
thing, though.
man.
I got one thing, and I don't want to affect the mood, but I just got to make sure I say rest in peace to Sheremy Gwyneth Diller. She was a coach at Carborough High School, if I'm not mistaken. Graduate of North Carolina Central University. And she was stabbed to death by her boyfriend. I think it was this past weekend. So I
That's
just
the
want to say
one.
rest in peace to her.
They found dude in Pennsylvania. That's the story.
Yeah, they found him in Philly. Yeah, rest in peace to her, man. Apparently, she was a great coach and leader in the community. She helped a lot of young women, and so I just want to say rest in peace to her.
Definitely condolences, man. Condolences.
I hate to hear that, man.
God almighty, man. I gotta find something positive somewhere, man. We can't end on that.
Football. It's football. It's high school football week.
Listen,
First week of high school football.
Our 7-footer from North Carolina got his visa. He's good to go. He start class tomorrow. There we go. Bow. There we go. All that. Yeah. Mashawn,
well, I was gonna say this as a final thought real quick. Tennessee Titans, y'all need to wear those Houston Oilers themed uniforms every week. They are fire. Those uniforms that they wear are the best. That they wore the best looking uniform I've seen in a long time. So Tennessee Titans, thumbs up on those Houston Oilers themed uniforms.
all right. Then, well, since we're doing final thoughts, Don, final thought.
Yeah, my final one, man, is it's the first week of high school football in North Carolina, man. Shout out to all the teams, all the guys that's been working hard over the summer, grinding it out, man. It's time to put that stuff on tape. If you a guy, put it on tape, right? So make sure, and hopefully everybody stays healthy. Shout out to them Grimsley Whirlies. Y'all know that's where my heart is. The Myers Park Mustangs. Hey, we coming. We got to see about some of y'all. Okay, so if y'all in Charlotte, make sure y'all stop by on Fridays and see the Myers Park Mustang.
Don, what is a whirly?
Hey man, it's a tornado-ish. Started off as our history started off as the Whirly Birds, long before me. Started off as the Whirly Birds. Then I guess they got lazy and cut it short into Whirlies and changed the whole mascot. And I've been dealing with it my whole life, but it's okay because we win championships. So now, once you do that, we good.
Look, I always knew that. I just knew the name of the school, Grimsley. I didn't know what their mascot was, and I just thought of Grimsley like it sounded like a hard school and a hardcore name and stuff. Then I found out what their mascot was. I was like, Lord, who thought of that?
Hey, just chill on us, man. Just chill. Just chill. It's okay.
Whirlies, that just seems really weird, dog.
It's okay, man. We don't need it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The Whirly sound like y'all are in a specific parade every year. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
We're going to be in that championship parade, baby. That championship parade that's coming down Benjamin Parkway. We're going to be there. On Joyce Bullock, man, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Josephine Boyd Bradley. That's who I was looking for. That street. Make sure y'all come in the championship parade in December. We'll see y'all there.
Hey, that's not your line. You a Mustang now. That's not your line.
Hey, I'm always a Whirly. You see that jersey that's up in this corner right here? That's that Whirly jersey. Come on, man. It's in my heart.
I just say the follow up on high school football, man. Big shout to my son and them with the Southern Alabama Patriots, man. They play their first game this weekend too, so hopefully they have a good season as well.
That's what's up. So next Sunday, 7 p.m., look like we're gonna get us some recaps on how the first week of high school football went, ladies and gentlemen. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let me see who was in the chat. See, we had JM252. Thank you so much. Jordan, what's going on? Appreciate you for tuning in. B Mac, appreciate you as always, sir. Mel's popping percussion. What's happening, boss? Kent Fields 5774. I appreciate all y'all, man. Every single week. Thank y'all so much. We're gonna do this again, same time, same channel, same group of guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Don't forget, whenever you go outside, take God with you. Y'all be kind. Y'all be careful. Play that outro music before we get up out of here. Turn it up. It might help. That's the intro. That is the intro music, sir. There we go. All right, y'all. It's somebody bedtime. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey.